Yay, yay, it is Thursday. So we are back with another Toss One Back Thursday. What is going on, everybody? Welcome. And first time here to the channel. Great to have you along. Long time viewer, listener to the channel. Always great to have you back. I'm going to crack open a few beers and talk about whatever we talk about this week. I thought we might have a Shannon appearance, but nope, doesn't look to be.
No, well, I thought maybe she would have this week, but one of our best friends is over tonight, so she's been on vacation. She's been on vacation all week, so she come over and hanging out tonight. So,
are they drinking? We get them both on. I bet it'd be hilarious.
Could have. I could tempt them real fast, I guess.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if her friend would join or not. She might sit off to the side off camera where you could hear her in the background, maybe.
The more the merrier, right? The more the merrier.
that could be interesting. I don't know. That's where she's
wild.
Yeah, she's off yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So.
Yeah. She have to work next week during the holiday or anything, or she's off?
She works. She works on Thanksgiving. She works on. Let's see. So she works this weekend coming up. Off Monday, Tuesday. Then works Wednesday, Thursday, and then off Friday, Saturday, and the weekend.
Okay.
At least I think that's the case, anyway.
Yeah, it's amazing. We're a week away from Thanksgiving now, so years starting to fly through.
Yeah, no kidding. Year be over before you know it. Seems like as long as I can remember, she has worked. Seems like every Thanksgiving for probably the last 20 years.
Don't alternate or anything? She's usually working?
Well, different jobs, they do it different ways.
Yeah.
But she'll generally choose, she'll swap like holidays and just work Thanksgiving. We always do ours, because she usually works or has worked on Thanksgiving, we usually always do our Thanksgiving either the Saturday before or the Saturday after. Depends on which weekend she has to work. So since she's working this weekend, we're doing it the 27th, which actually works out because, we always, it's everybody comes together. Like it's my mom and brother, his daughter, my aunt and cousin, and then her dad and brother. So
nice.
And then there's anybody else. Oh, and my cousin and his wife and daughter that live up in Bloomington. They usually or have been coming down. I just talked to them tonight, and I think they're planning on coming down. So nothing real big, but pretty much everybody we usually see most of the time anyway, family-wise. So works out pretty good. We kill it, and then that way, if they got something they want to do on Thanksgiving, they don't have to go to multiple places. Eat 3 or 4 times in the day.
Yeah.
So it works out pretty good.
Yeah.
So we've done that for, I shouldn't say 20 years, but we've done it that way at least since her mom passed away, which was in 2010. So the last 11 years anyway.
Yeah, definitely got to space it out there and stuff.
Yes. So since she passed away, we've been hosting it since. So Shannon kind of took it upon herself to do Thanksgiving, and because her mom liked to cook and she would do all the stuff and make everything from scratch. So this is kind of the one time of the year that Shannon takes on herself, and she'll do everything pretty much from scratch also. So it kind of fills in for her mom and her mom's footsteps. So it works out pretty good. It's a good time.
Nice. Yeah, we're actually going to go out next Thursday, so we're actually going to a steak seafood place.
Okay, there you go. Not going to be like
over for Thanksgiving, so we're going to do that.
There you go. You be like Christmas story on like Christmas Day, and go to the go to the Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, we'll probably go out Christmas too. It's just easy to do when these places have some of the stuff. So
yeah,
we'll see. I mean,
especially
not having kids and stuff like that, and the family. Yeah, it's just us, so we can kind of go with it a lot easier.
Oh yeah,
I got to work the next morning.
You do?
Yeah, but it's going to be like kind of a slow day, but still, I mean, I'm at home, so that makes it nice.
we're working too, but I took a vacation day, so I'm actually off.
Yeah.
Might go try to get some of the big beers coming out on that Friday. See what happens.
Yeah. I still got Bourbon County I haven't drank from last year to year before.
Oh, I do too.
It's just, stack them, rack them, or rack them and
I think
stack
I got
them.
Bourbon County from 2 years ago. So, well, hell, I don't know. I still got like 3 bottles from, I can't remember if it was 2014 or 15. I know Big Daddy sent us. I know Big Daddy sent us to 15, and it wasn't the big bottles like that. It was a smaller bottle, which I think would have been 14 maybe before they switched over.
Yeah,
I'm thinking I probably should drink them before. I don't know if I.
Because the one he sent was a regular 16.9 ounce bottle.
Yeah, because before that it was a regular just 4-pack or whatever of 12-ounce bottles, I think.
Was it then?
I think so.
Maybe it was.
Give me about 2 seconds.
15. I'm thinking 15 may have been the first year I started actually drinking it.
I was like, give me about 2 seconds. I'll run down and see what it is and pull it up. Now it's got me wondering. If you want to say hi to everybody first, I'll be right back.
All right. Todd's off on a mission, y'all. So let's see here. So shout out to James in the house, JT. Hate it when first to arrive at a party. No one wants to be that first person, right? But, if you come in first, you get a nice little spot, grab a seat, get to relax before the show starts. In college one year, we had a party at our house. And we told everybody to come a certain time. And we had one guy that showed up like half an hour early. And it's like, what do you do? I mean, you can't let him sit outside the whole time. So you got to let him in. We were actually having a party before the party with some of our closer friends where we were having a meal and stuff. So we invited him in and stuff. And it was just like, you got to know the proper etiquette when you show up at a party. He was definitely early. Got Eric in the house. Cheers. Hey, what's going on, my friend? Y'all don't know Mont Muser. Check him out up in Chi-Town as well. Getting the Chi-Town crowd in early with him and James. Gilbert's in the house. Says cheers for
EG.
What is going on, Gilbert? I know you're pouring something out. That's pretty nice, I'm sure. Get the MD out? No MD. No MD. Not today.
No, yeah. No thanks.
2020 won't get any worse. So we're going to drink MD. But you have to think 2022 has got to be better, right? After 2020 and 2021, you think it'd have to be better.
I mean, at some point, it has to go back the other way, right?
It has to.
I mean, it's kind of the better's odds. It's always got to swing at some point.
It's got to swing. It's got to do it at some point. Got Shane in the house. Shane's Craft Beer. Cheers, homie. Good to see you, my friend. Happy Thursday night to you. Welcome. We got Bart in the house. Cheers, my friend. My fellow New Jerseyite from up in NJ. It's great to see you, brother. Howdy, Kirk. Howdy. Give me a beer in a glass. Insert eye roll here. A Matika Raku and Galaxy Hop Double IPA from Hop Butcher. Look at you getting to the beer, not having no whiskey yet. Wow. And you can't go wrong with Hop Butcher. So now that you're in that city, they're in your town, you got to enjoy them, right? You got to pick it up. So I have not had that. I have not had. I don't know if what's the name of that one? I know you put insert eye roll here, unless that was really the name of the beer, but I wonder which one it is. BC in the house. Cheers, Ryan Todd. What's going on, BC? Up in Michigan. Hopefully all is going well, my friend. Y'all know BC. Make sure to check him out. And interesting to see. We never did talk, BC, about your I don't know if you're a Wolverines fan or if you're a Spartans fan, where you think the team may end up here. Both teams are kind of out there hanging around, so we're going to see what happens. But that ended in a Michigan State Michigan game was another one for the books. So, which I still don't figure why Michigan State is behind Michigan since they beat them. Michigan State should be ahead of Michigan. Just like at one point, it looked like Ohio State was going to be behind Oregon, but they fixed it. Now Oregon's ahead of Ohio State. Like they beat them in Columbus. They should be ahead of Ohio State. So
I don't understand. I think they put who they want in front of whoever they want.
Yeah. Well, here
Well,
everybody's like, "Oh, UC should be number one or number two." It's like in the playoffs, like y'all don't want Georgia, y'all damn sure don't want Alabama. So you ain't on their level, right? I mean, you're going to get one of them if you do get in at number 4, most likely, but you don't want to be. You're not to that level yet. So
here's what I went down to fetch. It's a 2014, and it is a 12-ounce bottle.
Let me see. Oh wow! And there's a 12-ounce bottle for that one.
Yeah. So the 15 that Big Daddy sent us was when they switched over to the big bottles.
Do you remember how much that was back then at all? Like for a 4-pack?
No, I wish I did. You know, I don't even know. I still have.
Did you get it as a 4-pack, or did you get it as one?
No, I got them as a 4-pack. I actually have 3 of them. 3 of the 4 left, and I still have the carton. So I don't know if I should have looked to see if the sticker was on the carton. I'm trying to think. It was about the same price as what one big bottle was, because I was thinking like it was a better deal when it was just in 12 ounces.
So you're thinking a 412 were like somewhere around $12.99 or something?
Yeah,
rather than
it seems cheap.
Because I mean, a 16.9 is usually anywhere from $9.99 to $12.99, sometimes $14.99, depending on where you're at.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what that would have cost.
Huh. I didn't realize they were in 12 ounce before then. So
yeah, I knew they were for a while. I couldn't remember. I was thinking 15 was the first time they switched over, but
yeah, what Malt probably has is probably a double IPA. They got some pretty good ones, but they're double IPAs. They come in right at that minimum a lot of times, 7.5%. So, but I'm sure it's pretty tasty. James says, sounds good. Of course, he's right there too with Hop Butcher. Cameron's Recollection RPA, and RPA with rye malt, son. Yeah, there you go. I do like some rye malt beers, of course, and do occasionally see more of that with IPAs, a little bit of a spice in there.
Yeah.
Nice little spice kick that you get to it. James loves his Dovetail, though. He's got the Holiday Bock, and I bet that's pretty good from them. Always a nice Bock time of the year.
Shannon picked her up some Sam Adams. What was this? A holiday. Oh, I thought it was at the Beer Fest a couple weeks ago. She had one. She was like, "Oh, this is pretty good. It's their winter, their winter ale." And I said, "Okay, that's probably the Cold Snap." But then I was thinking Cold Snap hasn't even come out yet. I don't think so. It wasn't that one.
Cold Snap usually comes out November, December.
That's what I thought, but I haven't seen it anywhere yet. So I don't know.
Well, it might not have been. I don't know if it's the stores. It might be keg though. I don't know.
Being at the Beer Fest, it very well could have still been that one. She really liked it, but then she picked up 2 6-packs today. I think it was just their winter ale. What was it? I think it was just their winter ale. She says, "Is this the one that I liked a lot?" I was like, "I think it was Cold Snap." And she's like, "Oh fuck." I was like, "No, I don't know. It could have been that one. I'm not sure which one you had. Just Cold Snap came to mind when she said that." Let's see what this one is. Oh, this one's the. This one might be what it was that she liked. Well, she might like this one anyway. It was their holiday white ale.
Oh, I haven't had that one.
It says holiday white ale, citrusy and hazy, seasonal. So I don't know if it was this one or the Cold Snap.
Did you try that one there?
I know her brother loves the Cold Snap, and he'll buy up a bunch of it whenever he sees it, just because it's only out, this time of year.
Yeah.
And that's just what I assumed it was, but it could have been this one. I don't know. I think she'll like.
I mean, the first time I had a Cold Snap, it was actually in November at one of the holiday parties we had or something. So
yeah,
because we were down at the Newport Levee, I remember having it.
Because I remember telling her at the festival, I was like, "Yeah, I don't know that that's out yet or not." But like you said, in kegs or something possible, and then for a beer fest, you never know. They get some things sooner sometimes for those things also.
Yeah.
So we'll see. One way to find out is when she tries it, I guess.
Maul said, nice, hazy, creamy, hoppy pour so far. Yeah. Looking forward to Hot Butcher opening shop in my neighborhood soon. I bet, James, you're probably licking your chops for when they actually open those doors. And hopefully I can get back up there when they're open at some point. What's up, CB? Welcome.
What's up, CB?
James says, cheers, y'all. Chicago beer scene is off the chain, man. Yeah, I know Chicago's got a lot of stuff going on for sure. You're not going to struggle with beer in Chicago. Oh, it is called Insert Eye Roll here. Okay, I didn't know if you were trying to be sarcastic when you put that out there. That was the title. So I have not had that one yet, so I'll be interested to see if that might be one I'll get my hands on. Is it the double IPA at 7.5 then, or is it higher than that?
I still poured a nice head
FIFA.
being lost in the fridge.
Yeah, it is. Which one is that?
It's the Oscar Blues Death by Affogato, or however you say that.
I've not had that one. Vanilla, cacao,
cocoa, and espresso.
Nice.
I think it's 6.5%. So that's when I saw that. I was like, oh, shit, I better drink that. And I was thinking it was more stout than that, and then I can't really tell what the date is on it, so I don't really know how long it's been in there, but I know it's been a while. It says canned, but I can't really read the numbers. Kind of like smudged.
Yeah, after a point, definitely can.
Oscar Blues is kind of one of those that's got a weird kind of canning date or something anyway, don't they? Do you know?
No, I don't. I can't remember offhand. I know they put the date on it. You're talking about like if they put like a code or something.
Yeah. I mean, it looks normal. Looks like 01 something, but zero wouldn't make sense. So I don't know what that actually is.
Well, you do 01, like maybe for January or something.
Could have been 01 or 10, like in October or something.
If it's smudged, it might have been 7. It might have been July.
Unless it's an 8, and I just can't see the other zero, bottom of the 0. How the hell? Who knows what it could be?
Once you'll taste it, you know if it's still good.
We're about to find out.
James says college polls almost as corrupt as FIFA. Well, more money driven for sure. I mean, there's certain teams they always want to see because they draw the people in for the travel and for the championships and the money to be spent and stuff. So. What's up, Vanessa? Cheers. Good to see
Vanessa.
You. Remember Thanksgiving and Christmas at both the grandparents at dinners at the farm was something special. Jello molds and all sun, life kicked you in the nuts. Everyone died. Shit. Yeah, I mean we're all not here forever. That's for sure. I was never a big Jello mold kind of guy. Like I think it would be a bundt cake of Jello or something where people have the molds and stuff, but that was never really my thing. I was more cake, dessert, pie, dessert. After you get done stuffing yourself and everything else. Never a turkey fan as a kid for Thanksgiving. I was always a ham fan. So my grandma used to make a ham and a turkey. Basically the ham because I was the only one that I wouldn't eat the turkeys since you make the ham. So
especially for you.
So, yeah. And I baked macaroni out of the oven. Oh yeah.
That's always good.
Some of the sweet potatoes and all that kind of stuff. So the biscuits, I like the biscuits more than the rolls, but I go either way. But biscuits was a preference. So Jane says, "Hey to Vanessa. We're too real, Gilbert, right? Yeah. I mean, it happens. They got to spend time with the people while they're here. Hey, JT, Truth Eric. What's up, Big Daddy in the house? Sipping some Bourbon IPA from Half Acre. Cheers, guys. Nice. Half Acre, where the new spot where Hot Butcher will be going. Their old spot. It's the new spot for Hot Butcher.
Oh, they're going into there. Okay.
Yeah, so they got a spot now. Got lucky this weekend, landed 2 bottles of the 22-ounce Great Lakes Christmas Ale aged in bourbon barrels, sold out quick around Chicago. Really? Because we still have it on shelves here, like with no problem. I haven't bought any Christmas ale though. I just feel like I don't know. It's just after this week, I'll probably be more than maybe getting some. I do have one Thirsty Dog bourbon aged one, but I bought that a while back because it was like a limited edition one. But
it's kind of like
I bought the Christmas beers yet.
It's kind of like pumpkin beers in July.
Yeah, it's just like
it
doesn't hit me yet.
It's just not right.
But Great Lakes does a fantastic Christmas ale, and I am interested to see what it tastes like in the bourbon barrel. So if I make another beer run here, maybe pick it up.
I wonder if that's going to be one they'll distribute anywhere you get distribution.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I was going to say, like, we would see it like at a Jungle Gyms or a Party Source. Trader Joe's, maybe. I mean, you can see it in some of your stores that specialize in craft beer, probably.
Yeah.
I would expect to see it like at a Kroger or something like that, somewhere where it's not like specialized.
Right.
We see a regular Christmas sale at our Kroger, but I don't think we would see that version.
Our Krogers around there suck. We don't get anything.
Yeah. If we did see it at our Kroger, it would somehow get put into the liquor store by whatever mistake, because they will get the base Bourbon County, and occasionally they'll get like a variant.
And that in barrel age, that would be interesting. I'd like to try that one. Try to remember to keep my eye out next time I go.
So many different things that are out there now. It's just like, bring the credit card.
Especially like we were talking before we went on, was on Black Friday, everybody doing all the releases of whatever.
Yeah, all the different stuff about to be rolled out in places. Here locally, we talked about Braxton has their Dark Charge beer coming out. That's December 4th. Next Friday, people will be running around town getting the Bourbon County type stuff here. But then we talked about Big Bad Baptist, their beers. I think they may be out already.
Listerman was putting something out Saturday, I think it was.
That would be interesting. Listerman, Listerman, they do some good beers. So
let me see what that was, if I can find it. Because I was like, man, that would be really good. It was like one of, it was like a series or something. I thinking it was like the third in the series of 4 or something.
Yeah.
If I read that right. Oh, 3 of 5. Okay, so this is the third in the 2021 Ray set, what they're calling it, the Ray set. So this one is Buffalo Trace Bourbon Barrel Aged Imperial Stout. But it's $25 for a 500 milliliter bottle. That seems like a lot for a smaller bottle.
What is the 500? That's like 12
ounces is $350 or $355. So
could that be
16 ounce maybe?
16.9 or whatever.
So I guess that's not terrible. Well, I mean, that's still a lot for that, but
I mean, that's like Bourbon County, but that's like 2 Bourbon Counties you would get.
Yeah. So it's 16% ABV.
Yeah.
Which I guess is driving the price up some. But it's Buffalo Trace. That's probably good.
Well, the cost of some of the grain and stuff like that has definitely went up. Yeah, 16.9. But ABV doesn't have to drive it up. I mean, you have low ABV beers that'll cost you a good amount too, like some of the lambics.
Well, I mean, that's true.
What all goes into it kind of situation. But
so there's,
I get something like that. Then I start thinking, like, where's other stuff out here that's probably comparable? We don't have to pay as much for,
Yeah. The second one of that series was in Heaven Hill Bourbon Barrel Aged Imperial Stout with chocolate cherries and marshmallow. It also 16%, same price. So I wonder what the first one of the series was Apple Brandy Barrel Aged Imperial Stout with caramel. Also 16%.
And you think about something like that at the 16-ounce bottle, and your dark charges are probably 25 a bottle, and you're getting 22 with that one.
Right. Yeah.
The different variants. So, or
I guess
some of the Big Bad Baptist beers.
I guess really when you break it down like that, Bourbon County's not really that bad then, considering.
No, not considering what some of the other ones will cost.
In comparison.
Yeah. It's always about perspective.
Now, I don't know that none of them are any better priced than the Baptist, though.
At 22 ounce a bottle, yeah, that's a really good.
Or would you say like $16 or something a piece or something?
Something like that. Yeah, there were a couple. Maybe one 20. Was like 20. One was 20, I think, which was the Belgian style, and most of them were, the base was like $12.99 or something, and then most were around 14 or 15.
Yeah,
like one or two that might around 18 or so.
Yeah, for 22 ouncer, yeah, that's.
Yeah, so I mean, you're doing.
Like I said, in comparison to the others, that's I would say a steal. I mean, ain't really a steal at $16, but.
Well, for what you get for it, I mean,
yeah, right.
And some of those for some people are like bring a friend because that'll hit you with the ABV.
I'm trying to see what the I don't know see if they have it on here. Those West 6 ones I was telling you about.
Oh yeah. Vanessa said heart monitor is off so she can taste some beers. Well, that is awesome, Vanessa, that you can kick back and enjoy some beers tonight. No apology needed, Vanessa. We're always happy when you're here. Hey, I'm glad you got some sleep because we know you fight that with insomnia all the time. So great you were able to get some rest there.
Let's see.
JT said the Bourbon is good stuff.
They don't give a price on it.
They don't?
Nah. Not that I can find at the moment, anyway. Thinking they're about $22 a bottle or something, though.
Yeah. Mall says, where you at in Chicago, James? Yeah, y'all guys all try to get together sometime. And then, Malt, you can do it on location or something. Have James and Big Daddy them show up. That'd be awesome. Eastwood near Rockwell on the north side. What up, Wayne? Wayne in the house. What up, everyone? It's Roddy, Rod, and Todd, the master of the single curtain. Cheers, fellas. Cheers, Wayne. Wayne's Beer Delivery. Check him out, his channel. Also, check out his podcast that he has out there now, too. So he's doing the podcast. That's also taking off. So show him some love. James says, hey, Wayne. Oh, chat, cheers. Right on, James. And Logan Square just down the road. So you guys even closer than you even knew. The show bringing people together. That's what we do. Hands. Touching hands.
Reaching out.
Touching you. You know you want to sing it now. Sweet Caroline. I let you guys do the bum bum bum. James, we missed you, Vanessa. Indeed, we did. Hello, JT. The curtain is looking good, right? It's hanging in. Get it? It's hanging in.
Just hanging around. Hanging around.
Death by Chocolate, but not that one. Yeah, I haven't had the Death by Chocolate. Death by Coconut's the only one I've had from the Death by series. I don't know there was a Death by Chocolate. Let's check that one out. Cool malt makes them eventually as the pandemic clears, and definitely. Yeah, Death by Coconut, very good. Haven't seen that one, Wayne said. Yeah, Death by Coconut was the one that got me into liking actual coconut beers. Before that, I really hated coconut anything, and then when I had that, I was like, okay, maybe it's not that bad.
Yeah, that's a solid one. That's always a solid one.
Gilbert said 15 a 4-pack. Got 2, son. Was that the one for what Todd was talking about with the Bourbon County? Or was that what you're drinking now? The cranberry sauce, vodka jello shots, the cranberry sauce homemade to make the jello part. Ooh, that sounds good. I know Vanessa had some great Thanksgivings.
Dang it. So it tells me all of the variants of that snake cake, but it doesn't give me a price on it. I was just trying to see in comparison since we were talking about it.
Yeah, because it's the upcoming Snake Day and stuff that they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got 5 bottles. Snake cake, peanut butter snake cake, snake buns, and then 2 soon to be announced new variants, which I think one might be a coconut, but I'm not sure if I've even seen it. But I definitely like try to get the peanut butter one. Like I said, probably might try to see if I can get 2 of them and send one of those to Big Daddy for the ones he sent us.
Big Daddy said leftover turkey sandwich, mayo, lettuce, on Wonder Bread. Best thing about Thanksgiving. I know a lot of people like the leftover turkey the next day. Like, which if you have enough turkey, you got to, you spread out. You do get turkey burnt out, though, if you have too much turkey. I
was going to say, it don't last very long because you just get tired of eating it. Definitely burn out.
Yeah. Let me see here. And thank you there, Maud. Appreciate it, homie, and appreciate you as well. Happy Thanksgiving, definitely to you and yours too. And super chat, always welcome. Never have to be done. Just one of those things that's out there. So always appreciate when things like that happen. So appreciate you there, and
nice.
Give you
nice.
the big old super chat. Thank you. I feel like that's overdone now. That's just so big. I got to figure out a new one to thank people for that. That was the first prototype of the thank you. So, yeah. Let's see. Got Paul in the house. PA Brew News says, cheers
Hello,
all.
Paul.
What's happening, brother? Another great channel. Make sure you check Paul out. And Paul was on last week when we did the spotlight, which was good. I think it was last week. Time just flying through. And just always entertaining. Vanessa, I'm the only one home. My hubby doesn't come back until December 6th. Oh, he's out. Working out of state and everything?
Mm.
That's a place to yourself. Nice dragon's milk in a bubble bath, right? There you go.
There you go.
Also, cheers, Wayne. Aged rib tip roast for one of our steers off the farm. Only grass-fed pie, shortbread, and of course, Jello. LOL. Watch out for that Jello Bill Cosby serving. That's all I'm saying.
Pops.
We call this one the Bill Cosby special. I think I'll pass. So when you're already tired from eating the turkey, this one's going to pass you the Jello. You better watch out. Make sure it's not Bill Cosby serving it.
Guaranteed, you won't remember a thing.
Cheers, AT. Hey, PA. Sounds like a nice pour indeed. Oh, I didn't even say the pour I actually had. I'm actually still going through these, but I had the Lagunitas Maximus Colossal IPA, which I'll have a review up. It's coming up probably next week on the one that I did for this one here. Yeah, on the channel, I'm trying to get stuff edited on the weekend. So I think every day, Monday through Friday, I'm scheduling out for about 2:15 for the videos to come out. So for you guys like to watch those reviews, you should see them at that time. So the one I got coming out tomorrow is set. I did the Stone Cold one this week, which was an interesting one too. I don't know if you saw that, Todd, or not.
I haven't watched. I saw it pop up, but I haven't watched it yet. I haven't yet to have one of those.
Yeah, it's like it was been out there for a while, and I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and finally go ahead and pick this up so I can scratch it off the list. So, speaking of stuff to get caught up on, we got to talk. What you call it in a second here, so I get these other comments. But are you caught up on Yellowstone?
Oh yeah. That's like the one show that she's like, we'll watch when it comes on. Actually, comes on.
Yeah. So go through these first here. Then they're going to send me to Yale to be a guinea pig. I get to buy the guinea pig costume I'm going to wear. Well, hopefully some good stuff there for sure. But that's just like everything they work on her to see if it works and stuff. The maple stouts I've been finding are pretty tasty. I do like a nice maple stout, that's for sure. 15 a 4-pack for the Death by Coconut. Oh, it's Death by Coconut, not type Death by Chocolate by accident. Okay. So I was saying it might have been a new one. I haven't had it yet, so I would definitely check that out if I saw it out there because I'm all on board with Oscar Blues.
Yeah, that sounds right. Because I always thought they're fairly cheap for their stuff. Reasonably priced.
Yeah, I mean 15 a 4-pack now. Where do you put that? Like it's kind of like because you had a 12-ounce can, right?
For the Death by Coconut.
You're muted. Yeah.
For that one?
No, you got the Death by what you call them. How much was that? You only got a single, or was it a 4-pack?
Yeah, I just bought a single of that one. But I mean, I feel like most of the Oscar Blues is $12 to $15 range for a 4-pack.
Yeah.
Which for the Death by Coconut is a good price. I mean, I don't think it's bad.
No, I'm just thinking, but you get some of these 4-packs and they're like $8, $9. Anyway, I see them from like $7.99, $8.99 up to $11 or $12 for your regular 12-ounce stuff. Now, if I see 4-packs and pint cans, they're usually up around $14 or $15 as well. So it's kind of weird how the market has different things priced the way they do. Some of your smaller ones, like Street Side, a 4-pack of Street Size beers can easily be 17 or 18. But because they're smaller breweries, their margins are that much tighter. But the beer is so damn good, you're happy to pay it.
Right. Yeah.
Leftover turkey stuff and cranberry sauce and a fresh baked crusty crust roll. Yeah, that's Thanksgiving on a bun right there. What is going on? Lost 0206. Welcome. New to the live, he says. So welcome. Give you the big old welcome. Nice to have you here enjoying the content. Well, appreciate that and appreciate you spending some time with us here as we do this every Thursday night, 8:45 Eastern. Kind of just drink some beers, talk some beer, talk some other things outside of beer and kick it with everyone here. So it's great to have you on board. Vanessa Hubby's down in Georgia visiting his son. He should bring you some beer back from Georgia, Vanessa. What are you going to say, Todd?
So this beer is, we were trying to figure out the date. It's probably from August. It probably is an 8 on there. So I just looked. I was going to check it in, and the last time I had it was August of last year. So it's been a little over a year, which I didn't feel I had it that long, but I guess I have. I know I have.
Just sitting back in the corner.
So
you forgot about me. I'm just back here in the fridge. No one's talking to me.
What about me? Treat me.
Oh, the light's on. I'm behind the butter.
And honestly, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's lost a ton if it has. I mean, it doesn't. Yeah. It's not one I just, pour down the drain. Might not be as vibrant as it was, when you first get it, but I'm not sure. I don't remember over a year ago. Lots of beers since then.
Lo said, just bought a kegerator. What are the top 3 beers you would consider for your kegerator? That's a tough question right there. Depends on what your style and stuff is. I mean, if I was doing, the funny thing is, the thing you run into is because we do a lot of craft beers. There are certain beers we would probably say that we wouldn't be able to really do because people wouldn't know what we were talking about because they're like local type stuff from some of the things. But if I was saying from more of your well-known type beers, if it was something like an India Pale Ale, I might do say Two Hearted from Bell's would maybe be the selection there. If it was a stout, I'd probably do a Dragon's Milk. And And then if I was going to do something else for one, if it was my third kegerator, I'd probably have a Belgian. So I'd probably do something like Golden Drac or something like that, just to have that on there. Or maybe like a Chimay or something. I'd have definitely one of the Belgian, because the three styles I like the most of the time, the big ones are really the Belgians, the stouts, the IPAs. Although, as I've mentioned on a few posts and stuff that I've done, I'm a big fan of Rouse beer. So I could try to sneak a Rouse beer in there too, because if I can get like an Ansa Curla on the kegerator, I might go that route. Or excellent Curla.
Yeah, for me, it'd be probably it'd be for sure it'd be an IPA of some sort. Stout or brand, I'm not sure. Stout would be probably the second one. And the third one, I'd probably go with maybe like a Hefeweizen or something. I mean, probably
has to be something nice. So you don't have to. You doing that for Shannon too, though.
Just because for her to drink something.
Yeah.
But that also plays into
it
too. Are you having one for kind of middle of the road so people would drink if they came over, and you would have to worry about them whether they like an IPA or a stout? You know what I mean? Like that third one, which would be
yeah.
Are you trying
the reason
have something for everybody, or just for yourself?
The Belgian would be something more for what I would want, but
right, yeah.
The stout, if you're a stout fan, everybody's a stout fan pretty much loves Dragon's Milk. So that's kind of a nice stout to do. And then if you're an IPA fan, pretty much Two Hearted Ales won out everybody's hearts nowadays. So those are kind of two of the ones that would be like the safe bets for those type of styles.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But I'm guarding my Belgian on the kegerator. I'm like, no, yours is over there. This is off limits. Velvet rope around my kegerator.
The Miller Lite keg is over there.
Yeah.
This one's mine. VIPs only.
Yeah. It's like when you go to like I think back in the day we used to go to fantasy drafts, so everybody bring their own beer, everybody had their own cooler. It's like, no, this is my cooler. This is don't be coming up. No, I don't want to trade you for a Keystone Ice. I don't want that. I got my own stuff. Good.
It's not my fault you failed on what you brought.
Yeah. It's like somebody comes to the bottle share, they sneak something in. It's like, who put this in here? Like, this isn't part of the bottle. Whose is this? Nobody wants to fess up to it.
Yeah. Nobody's putting somebody else.
Oh, man. Vanessa said, I'm thinking frozen chocolate avocado ice cream pudding pops. Chocolate avocado, that's interesting.
Huh.
Can't say I've thought of that before.
No.
Like Vanessa says, Dragon's Milk Stout in the kegerator. Vanessa having an all three probably.
No kidding, yeah.
Yes, Vanessa loves Stout, yeah.
Back up and more back
I love
up.
Marzens, malt user. Many season, but I missed that one. Marzens are always good. If you get a chance, if you like Rouse beers, you should get the excellent Curla Marzen Rouse beer. That one is really good. And I missed that from Malt. So Malt was up next. And Grain, Marzen from Hopewell. You a fan of the style? I missed that question earlier. I do of lager styles. Marzen I've become more a fan of. Rouse beers I've become more a fan of. Schwartz beers I've become more a fan of. Some of the not just your regular American adjunct type stuff. I like the other stuff that I'm coming across. Box I'm a fan of. So those are kind of the ones I gravitate to as far as like lagers.
Yeah, I wouldn't say a newfound love. Not love, it's probably too strong of a word, but I used to kind of not really steer clear, but didn't seek out like the Marzens and the Oktoberfest type beers. But I actually enjoyed them this year. I don't know if it's because it's been a while since I actually kind of dove into some of them, but yeah, I kind of actually dug them this year for some reason.
Yeah, it's a nice feel that you get with them. It's a nice feel that comes across.
Yeah, because I drank several Marzens, I was thinking, okay, I like these a lot more than I remember liking them. Not that I hated them, but it wasn't one that I would always, seek out. But Definitely enjoyed them this year
Yeah,
for sure.
and I know some people have gotten more into like the fest beers as well, which are essentially more just a toned down version of the Marzen. Um, but I've liked some of those. Victory has a nice one in that style as well. Um, so many different beer styles that are out there, but like I said, Schwartz beers, Keller beer is another one I like too. Keller beer, lager style, I like that one too. There's so many different styles that you come across, and it's just like I always bring up that question from time to time. It's kind of like all these people are having IPAs, but is it because they really like IPAs as much? I mean, obviously they do because they're drinking them, but is it more they want them because that's what they know, or because that's what breweries push on them? Like if breweries opened up all these other styles, it would expand the horizon for a lot of people on different beer choices. You know what I mean? So it's like they're limited on what they actually know. Like people don't even know when you introduce them to stuff. They're like, well, that's different. It's like, yeah, it's another beer style that you don't really see that much of.
That's an interesting take because you're right.
Yeah.
Like you definitely do get pushed by breweries on certain styles, IPAs, for instance, for one,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
And
this
I know,
past week I did.
Shannon's brother. He hates IPAs. Like he doesn't like anything that's really got any kind of hot characteristic to it. So he's big German style. Likes the Marzens and stuff like that. Some stouts, some barrel aged stuff. He'll drink some of that as long as it's not like hoppy. But he goes to he went to one of the breweries that opened up here, I guess, over the summer, and he's like, "This place is terrible." I'm like, "Why do you say it's terrible?" Because they were more geared towards like IPAs, so it didn't.
Right.
They don't have anything that he likes to drink, which I mean, I guess makes sense. If you don't like to drink it, then I mean, I guess in your opinion, it would be terrible. But you can't say it's terrible just because the styles aren't what you want. Terrible for him, but may not necessarily be a terrible place to go get beer. Which a lot of people have.
It's a matter of what's available and what you can actually enjoy.
Yeah, a lot of people have a hard time separating that fact of if they don't like that style, they're obviously not going to like the beer. But it doesn't mean it's a bad beer or style. It just doesn't hit their palate the way it does everybody. Somebody that does like it.
Right. And again, it gets back to what breweries put out there. So here in Cincinnati, which we have Rheingeist. And Rheingeist, when they first came out and for the longest time, were known as kind of that IPA type brewery because that's what they did a lot of was IPAs. And our reputation started to stick with them. And then it was like they went out and did some other type of styles. People were like, yeah, it's a little different, but I still get that IPA type feel. And they had to really, I think, work at what they wanted to do, where now they're not looked at as just an IPA type brewery. You can get various things. Their cider line, and they came up with kind of like this ale that's kind of a hybrid between cider and beer that's really popular in a lot of different things they're doing. They do a good stout. They've got the other stuff they're putting out, but it was just like people were used to going there just for IPAs because that's what they were always selling or putting in front of people. And breweries have to take that under, account. It's kind of like people won't know to ask for other stuff if they don't know what to ask for, if they've never seen other type of things. And so is it the market controlling the people or the people controlling the market? That's what it always comes back to. Personally, I think that's the thing that makes something like Braxton Labs stand out. Because Braxton has Braxton Brewing, but then they did Braxton Labs for the small batch processing, right? So at Braxton Labs, they can test different things, and if it catches on, then they can go to the big tanks with it for Braxton Brewing. So that's why I like the plan that they had in direction with that brewery. They really set them up nicely. Is why you're seeing them expand in so many different places. And Mad Tree is another one that has things where they'll try different things on a smaller thing. If it picks up, then they'll release it to the bigger type stuff. You got to be able to have those kind of things. I think some of the ones that sometimes stay just ingrained in the same spot and they don't innovate and come up with these different things, they end up being the ones. They can be popular, but they'll fall by the wayside compared to other stuff because the craft brewing population is one that's always changing in flavors and attitudes and, it's very like, oh, did you try this yet? And they're all hooked on one thing over here. Remember the whole Brute IPA thing? Everybody got on that for like a second, and then jumped all off of that. So you got to, do whatever you do to distinguish yourself, I guess.
You definitely have to be flexible and be willing to go in that direction.
There's a fickle crowd in the craft beer community. Vanessa binged the Squid Game. So, what did you think of that, Vanessa? By the way, some of it I thought was predictable on what was going to happen. I was figuring out some of the parts as it was going through. The ending of that at the end, it was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that, but it had enough to keep me involved in it. Although I thought the acting was like overacted at some points. Like, really? Why is it like overacted on here? Like, you said you watched Squid Game, right? Or you didn't watch it?
I haven't. No, I haven't watched it.
You watched it, okay. Yeah. No. Some of the acting was just kind of like over the top, I thought. But that could have been from the translation portion too. So, but what you did watch was Yellowstone. Thoughts of the new season?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How you liking it thus far? Were you excited to how it started out? How it's rolling right now? Are you kind of pulled in? I find the energy to really be there again.
Yeah. I mean, the first 20 minutes of that first episode, was,
intense.
A lot of ways. I was gonna say it was pretty intense. All the cross shooting and all that shit. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
Then you look up because it was a 2-hour episode. 2 episodes in one, I guess. For the premiere, and it was like Shannon was mad. She's like, "Is this thing really over already?" He's like, "Has it been 2 hours?" I was like, "Yeah, unfortunately, it has been." But we both have liked it so far. What about you?
Yeah, we're pretty much into it. We watched the season finale, the first 2 episodes last weekend. We didn't watch it when it came on that first weekend, so we just stay away from stuff so we weren't spoiled on it.
Oh yeah.
And then like that Monday night, we would immediately watch the one from Sunday to get caught because we didn't want to be behind it anymore. And I found it to really pick up nicely from where it was off. There were a couple things in there kind of figuring out what's going on. Like they kind of disconnected a couple like things like, are these people still connected? Are they not? Like the whole thing with like the one cowboy and Teeter, like are they together? Are they not together? Like it's kind of like nothing was addressed between them. It seemed like it's
right.
Out now, or what's taking. And then it was like the whole Jimmy thing was kind of interesting, how that all played out. And then his girlfriend, like, dude, you talked him into even doing this, and you're just like,
I said the same thing. I was like, why are you so mad? It's your damn fault that he got hurt in the first place because he wouldn't have been back on the. Now he sent him away. It's like, what are you doing?
But yeah, I feel like I should have a T-shirt made up that says "You don't mess with the Duttons," And I like the one there. I feel like that would sell really well, but. No, I'm hooked into it. I don't want to spoil for people that are watching it here that may have not seen it yet, but Yellowstone it's off the hook. It's one of my favorite shows right now.
I hope he comes back. I'm not really spoiling anything, but I hope he comes back. Though.
Yeah. I think he will because the other guys will be coming back as well since he's hired them onto the cast. So it'll be interesting. Yeah. The whole Jamie thing, that whole thing, I'm like waiting to see how that all falls together on stuff too. So yeah.
I'd hate to be in his shoes. He's gonna get it. While you just watch, he's gonna get it.
I don't like the guy playing his dad on there because his dad on there was Coach Yost from Remember the Titans.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yep. Oh, but yeah, it's picking up. I'm a fan of Yellowstone for sure.
Yeah, it's probably. That's easily our favorite show on right now, and it might be, even though it's only season 3, probably. Top 5.
4 is it 3 or 4?
Top 5 shows ever right now.
It's pretty good. I mean, Costner had some struggles on some of the movie stuff he had done, but this show has picked up well. So,
did you watch any of the 15-minute kind of?
I saw some of that with the Faith Hill. It was like, I don't know. I might watch that. I don't know. She's not really as interested. The wife was like, She's like, I don't really see Faith Hill in anything. Like, she's not a huge fan, I guess, of. I don't think Faith Hill's really done acting or anything like that before anyway. So, but having what's it called on there? Sam Elliott. I mean, that makes a Western having him on it, you know.
Yeah, well, and which I don't think he's going to be in it very long because his name's not showcased. Billy Bob Thornton's in it too. At least he's in the.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I didn't see him on there, but yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean, it's a 15-minute thing then.
I don't feel like he's going to be in it very long because it doesn't say, you know, starring whatever. Like it says Faith Hill, you know, Tim McGraw, Sam Elliott, and then whoever the young girl is, like first time appearing, whatever her name was. But it never says anything about Billy Bob. So I'm assuming he's going to be one of those roles where he's like in it for like an episode or two and then he dies or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, he may not be.
Yeah, the one thing I saw on the show that's interesting, I wonder if it's going to be the same thing, is they showed the 1883, like with the funeral that was going to take place for the Native American.
Yeah.
And then they just dug up ground with the body. And I wonder if it's going to be that same person.
Oh, yeah.
From when he got buried there on the land. So that'll be, I'm wondering if that'll be the case.
That could be. It could be part of the tie-in to get it.
It could be. So it'll be interesting to see.
Never thought about that.
But if you guys haven't watched Yellowstone, if you like Westerns, check it out. And if you like Westerns, if you and Shannon haven't watched it yet, The Harder They Fall. You got to watch it on Netflix.
What is it?
The Harder They Fall.
The Harder They Fall.
Yeah, it was a Western just done with Idris Elba, and it's all like about black cowboys. It's really pretty damn good.
Okay. Did that one just come on?
That just came on like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think.
Okay.
Like all the characters are actual people that existed, but the storyline was just put together, having them all come together, like in this town and stuff. So it's like the number one. I think it's number one trending on Netflix now. But I feel like there's not.
It's a movie. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a 2-hour movie. I feel like there's no role that Idris Elba probably can't play. He plays everything so well.
I'll screenshot this so I don't forget about it.
Let's see. Moss says it's solid for sure. Talking about the Hopewell Afterburner from Metropolitan is the best I've had this year. How about you? Hopewell is just up the road from me in Logan Square, Chicago. They say it's autonomic nervous system to the heart that is failing, like the nerves implicated in neuropathy. The implants ain't coming at some point. Embrace your cyborg future. Yeah, you're getting all the parts there. I feel like you're going to be the first human that has like a Rock Auto commercial, Vanessa. Hey, Los, welcome. There's a full moon out, just saying. Yeah, and like where we're at here, they're saying, well, you can see the full, it's going to be eclipse tonight. For those of you watching, I don't know. I was just saying eclipse tomorrow morning because it'll actually be between 2:30 to 4:30 a.m. And they're telling people if you want to watch it, that's the time it'll be out there. It's supposed to be really cold here, so they're telling people to bundle up. But I'm like, I'm not getting up at 3 a.m. just to see the moon hidden. Like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, no.
Listen, if you got kids, that could be kind of cool, I guess, to share a moment with them or something like that. But no, at 3, I'm just rolling over. I'm not even thinking about getting up. Full moon that will have an eclipse. And cheers. Love Mitchell's version. I have good friends at the brewery, but I thought this one off color was the best. Off color does some nice beers. That's another one there in Chicago. It's got some good brews. Also JT. Should I open a Naughty Nurse or Dragon's Milk or a Guinness when it's just out? I don't think you're losing with any of them. You've done a Naughty Nurse. Yeah. I think it was a hooker or something you did before, Vanessa. I think it was. I don't think you talked about the Naughty Nurse. I know you like the Dragon's Milk or Guinness. As long as you've waited, it's like I feel like you should open a Guinness for an extra stout. I just feel like that'll be a nice one.
Speaking of Guinness, did you see the new one they're coming out with? The chocolate mint or thin mint or whatever it's called.
I did hear about that one. I did. Yeah. But speaking of Guinness for Chicago guys, they're going to be getting a Guinness tap room in Chicago, which they're trying to open by St. Patty's Day 2023. So they'll have the Baltimore brewery, but Chicago will be the next spot that Guinness is going to put their stamp on here in the States. So lucky you guys, Chicago, more beer, yay! And they're going to actually brew Guinness beer there. That's only going to be available at that brewery too. So Chicago will have a lockdown on some of the Guinness stuff being done. Difference between an IPA and APA other than the hops they use or Rajay. Yeah, there's a difference in ABV. Usually the pale ale is a little lower on the ABV. Hops can be the same or similar because you have that lower ABV, a little bit less of the malt bill. So the whole thing with the India Pale Ale was to get the extra hops in there to have it as a preservative, going back to when it was kind of being used to ship and everything. But a lot of people confuse, the most common confusion I see about people thinking American Pale Ale and IPA is zombie dust. Like people think zombie dust is an IPA. It's actually an American Pale Ale.
Right.
But it's a hop. It's more of a hoppier type one than people I think are accustomed to. But yeah, the difference is really slight. Like I said, it's really like just a little bit on the ABVs, a little bit less usually on the American Pale Ale. Hops can be used for different ones, and then a little bit maybe lower the malt bill, I guess, keep the ABV down. Oh, Tremens on the kegerator, perhaps. Delirium Tremens on bad. I've got the. I don't know if I uploaded it yet, but I did the Delirium Red. So if I didn't upload it yet, I'll have that video that I'll share the review on that one. I love the Delirium Red. It's like, have you ever had Delirium Red, Todd?
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, it's like drinking like freaking licorice or something. It's like a fucking liquid candy when you're drinking it. So.
Delirium in general. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of them.
No, not at all. Good choice indeed. My three beers: the Kegerator, Orange Door, and IPA by Sketchbrook, Left Hand's Milk Stout, and Dovetail Vienna Lager. There you go. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I mean, there's like smaller craft breweries I could have said as well, but a lot of people would have them. I've had a couple of the Dovetail beers. I've had the Left Hand Milk Stout, which is actually a really good milk stout. But, some people, the lactose might get to them. That's why I kind of went with Dragon's Milk. Although, I don't think Dragon's Milk has lactose. I don't look that up now. It doesn't have that feel like it does. Maybe the nitro version. And Orange Door IPA. I bought Delirium Tremens for the past New Year's. Delirium Tremens it's a good beer. You're not going to go wrong. Definitely not going to go wrong. Local brewery, Little Beast, will sell their yearly picks easily between 8 to 17 for a single 500 milliliter bottle. Little Beast makes old school British and Belgian style, and the beer's outstanding. Very nice. I've heard of Little Beast. I haven't seen or tried them from when they're up there, but I've definitely heard that name. Might have been with Joe or some of the other guys that do the Canadian beers. I might have to add Fin du Mont to the Left Hand Milk Stout. Oh, that's a nice one too.
That is a good one too.
You're dropping at least 300 there, 100 there, son. Yeah, at least.
They're the same, ain't they?
If you're getting kegerators, you definitely are.
Are they the same?
No, I got two different kinds.
Oh, they're two different ones? What's the other one?
This one is the Holiday White Ale, and the other one is Winter Lager.
Oh.
She's going to talk. She needs to come say hi.
If you're going to talk, you need to come
Hey,
say
Todd
hi.
started it.
Come say hi. People miss you.
I'm not showing my face.
Why is she showing your face?
I told him she was staying over. He said, "Well, we'll just have everybody
Oh,
on."
shit.
You know, both come over.
I said she won't get on. She might be sitting in the background and talk.
No, that's not it.
No, that's
What are you drinking? That's not the right one, right? The holiday.
No, I don't think. I have no idea what I'm shooting for here.
I told you it was probably. I don't think
It's
out.
probably Cold Snap.
I'm almost positive that's what it was. Yeah.
IPAs are okay, but there's so many beer styles.
So you like
I
this
would
one?
drink
I
only
mean,
one.
I drink it, but it's not what I was thinking.
Oh, she'll drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, James. There's so many styles. It's kind of like doing some of the beer reviews. I see guys that go back and re-examine beers, which I guess you can re-examine from time to time, see how things they change. But I'm like, there's so many new beers I want to try. You'll probably never see me do a re-examine on something, I think, on this channel, unless it's not really a re-examine, but something where it's a new edition each year, like a Bourbon County. Like each year they switch up the recipe, so I may do that each year. But there's so many beers that are out there, so many styles. If I build a keys with 6 taps, which would be on tap for the bench swings around the fire pit on my patio. I don't know if you want a swing around your fire pit. If you're having that much beer, people are definitely going to fall off and fall into the fire, probably.
Yeah. Or swing and then jump off into. Watch this. I can clear that. I can jump over it.
Right, I can make that jump.
That's not that far.
Keys will be good casters to roll all around. Indeed. Never being a kid. Like when you were a kid, did you try to swing as high as you could? And then you started to get nervous that you might swing around at all? Or did you ever try to get you can swing? Yeah. You start realizing
it gets to where
I'm a little too
high.
high.
It start coming out of the ground a little bit.
Yeah.
I think, and I could be remembering this wrong, but I think my mom said when she was a kid that they used to do that, like go all the way around. I'm like, is that even possible? Can you really do that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've never seen anybody do it, but I've gotten to when I was a kid trying to get that high, and then I realized, well, I'm a lot higher than I thought I was. But you know. Although then again, if I drank, I would have probably tried it then.
Yeah. So, Mom, if you're on here still and you hear that, did you used to actually go all the way around the pole or the bar? You know, make a full circle. I might be remembering that wrong, but I feel like she said they used to do that.
Somebody had to have done it at some point, right?
Yeah. But that seems like a lot, though. Because I mean, just think like the arc, like how far up you swing, that'd be a long way around. You know what I mean? That'd be a long.
I feel like you would need a push for someone to give you that extra oomph to get you around.
Yeah, get you going.
Yeah, and it's like you went around, but it wasn't by your choice. Like you just couldn't stop.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, we're going over. Chad said,
you used to swing high enough and jump out of it, see how far you can jump, you know.
Yeah, we used to do that. We do the jump. Well, we used to jump off the top of things to see how far, you know, but
that's probably because I got scared thinking I was going to go all the way around, so I just bail on it and just jump out.
Yeah. Well, Chad came, and then Chad's going out to get liquor store right now, so he's making a liquor run before it closes. Vanessa did like the Squid Game. Yeah, I mean, overall, it was interesting, and you know, it wasn't a bad thing. It was just kind of like, I don't know. I wasn't as enamored with it like a lot of people were, I think. But
overhyped.
There were some dirty moves, man. There's dirty moves, man, that shit that people had to do to stay in the game. It was just like by the end, you're not really feeling like anybody really you like on there. Like they all did stuff for the most part that was kind of like desperate. Except, well, there were 2 people that felt bad that you felt bad about because I felt like they were actually trying to be the nicest guys on there, but everybody else is just like dirty at points, you know. Got 2 more beers lined up for tonight, so I'm getting comfy. There you go. Iron, Bavarian Pills, very nice. And Urban Brew Lab Porter, Chocolate Porter. Very nice. You got the Pilsner and the Porter. You're in for the long haul tonight. I like it.
Inger does they make some good beers.
Yeah, they're really good. I mean, when they come over for Oktoberfest, like I said before, it's just like I go to Inger, I go to Weissenfahn, or I go to the German booths to get the beer. I don't even get the American ones for the most part. I've actually got a couple of the Inger glasses here. Speaking of different beer styles, now switch to a Dovetail alt beer. It's another style that I like, alt beers. So, Again, one of the lagers. Drinking on the second wedge, Moonlit Mosey Dark Saison. Little farmhouse ale action. I do like that. Yeah, it was interesting. I just uploaded the review for those of you that haven't seen it on the Brink one. Damocles, after find out to say that, I should have probably looked it up, and it's just like I knew it was like some type of Roman type thing. But anyway, Black Milkshake IPA. That was an interesting one. First time I've had like a Black Milkshake IPA. Obviously, I've had black IPAs, but the Black Milkshake was something a little different. I thought it wasn't as creamy as what it should have been as far as in the texture, but overall it was still pretty decent. When it adds that chocolate feel.
Never seen one. Who'd you say made it?
Yeah, it was the first time Brink Brewing. They're out of Cincinnati here.
Okay, yeah.
And I just found out they actually did it with a collaboration with Darkness. Which Darkness you've been to when you came up. We went to the garage down for Party Stores. That was Darkness Brewing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so they did a collaboration with them on it. So it was kind of interesting. Like I said, a black milkshake IPA. I saw it when I was up at the Barrel House with Jay from This Guy's Thoughts. I said, "I'll grab this one. It's funny." I'm like, I'm in Dayton, but I'm buying a Cincinnati beer. How's that work out? But it was interesting. It was interesting.
They're right down the street from Braxton Labs, right? Or the liquor store,
Darkness,
Party Mart or whatever.
Darkness is not Brink.
Right,
Brink,
yeah.
Cincinnati. Yeah. Gilbert's in. I was right. That's what I was saying, Gilbert. No spoilers. I was keeping it without putting any spoilers out there. Faith Hill could play a great MILF in a sitcom about double wide trailers. I don't doubt that. You know, put her on. She can go on Reba's show and do just fine as well. But Rod Rock Auto, right? I'm just saying to be like Vanessa. We need to come up with a song for you for that, but you're getting all the parts. So, I mean, that Rock Auto, for those of you that have heard the Rock Auto, like commercial and kind of stuff, that song gets stuck in your head when you mention that name, too. Longest partial eclipse in the last 600 years. Oh, I didn't realize it was that. Well, now I can see why people are going to probably try to get up to see it then, because it's like a once-in-a-lifetime thing for people to see. Me, not so much, because I still want to get my sleep, and I'm sure there might be some type of video tomorrow maybe on it. I don't know.
Yeah. You can definitely YouTube it on. Somebody's got it on there.
Vanessa may get up for it because, you know, Vanessa's big into science and stuff, so she may check it out. But, yeah.
There you go. Vanessa can video it and then put it on Instagram.
There you go. What's everyone drinking? I am drinking my second Lagunitas Maximus Colossal IPA.
And I just cracked open because Shannon wanted to try it thinking it was the Cold Snap, I think is what she's thinking of. But this one she bought today, Sam Adams Holiday White Ale, which isn't bad. I'm kind of pleasantly surprised.
Did she get like a 6-pack of them, or?
She did. So she
might
bought
want to
that
keep
one
one.
and whatever the winter lager was, which I knew that wasn't it. But
Well, I was going to say that might be something nice to go with turkey or something next week. You have it.
Yeah.
Tear it up.
I mean, it has that Blue Moon feel-ish to it. It's not wheat beer, but it's kind of has that citrusy,
like
kind
coriander
of
type feel,
spiciness to it.
like the coriander.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, it wouldn't be one I'd pick up, but it's not one I would turn down. It's not one I would turn down if it was given to me. So,
yeah. James that waved at Shannon. He said, "Waves at Shannon." Yeah, summer beer, son. Yeah, Delirium. I can drink that all year long. You can put that on tap, and I'm on it. You got Beer Hound in the house. What's going on? It's been a while, homie. Hopefully you're doing well, Bill, out there in California, in the OC. You don't know Beer Hound? Check him out as well. Urban Brew Labs from Chicago as well. We're so spoiled here. Pinky out. Yeah. It is nice when you live in a beer community. So a few weeks ago, we took a break where we went up to Yellow Springs. And you realize how spoiled you actually are. Because there really wasn't a lot of good beer spots up there. I mean, they have Yellow Springs Brewery you can go to. And there were like a couple other breweries. You can drive into Dayton about 15 miles away, but there was nothing really like right there. A couple convenience stores where you might grab Sierra Nevada or something like that, like kind of your main thing, but nothing really the local type feel. It's just like, it's nice when you're in an area where you have so many local type breweries. You can experience so many different type things. And that was a situation I pointed that out, like kind of like, you know, all the great beer that we have here.
Yeah, you definitely do get spoiled for sure.
Yeah.
Like here's not even anywhere near like Cincinnati or Chicago, but we still have, I don't know, 20, 25 breweries. Pretty good. Some are not okay, but most of them are pretty decent.
Yeah.
Like if you go to the cities, you might get one, maybe two if you're lucky. And you're like, dang.
Yeah. Yeah, you realize, when you got it. Enjoy it. Cool. Just had New Belgium Future Hop DIPA and now have a Stone Cocaveza Imperial Stout. I do like the Stone Cocaveza. That's since they got rid of the Mocha IPA, Cocaveza is probably my favorite beer now with Stone. Although I haven't had a Stone beer in a while. That is a nice Imperial Stout. And I haven't had the New Belgium Future Hop. I'm thinking, is that one of the Voodoo beers at all, by the way? I haven't done anything with New Belgium in a good amount of time.
I don't know. That's a good question. I have to look that one up and see. I don't know if that is or not.
Bell's new sister company.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
She says, cheers. Cheers to Beer Hound. Alt beer. Stone Cocaveza Trade Less Imperial Stout.
It is a Voodoo Ranger.
Little Beast is getting the world out there. It is? Okay. I kind of thought it may be. Little Beast is getting the word spread out in the area like Bellwoods, Blood Brothers Collective. Yeah, like I said, I know I came across that name before. It might have been with either Joe, the Beer Patrol, or some of the other guys, Chris off the 10th, or Nick. And, I remember hearing that name around. Cheers to James. We're very spoiled in Chicago. It's wild. Yeah. Y'all just came out actually. Yeah, just came out actually both beers I mentioned. Yeah. Yeah, it's that time of year for the Stone, and then I guess that other one from New Belgium is that offering next to the line for them with those. I should do some more reviews on some of their beers. I've enjoyed the Voodoo Ranger series, so
yeah, that's a pretty good series. For a big brewery.
Stone is a solid brewery, pun intended. Hashtag dad joke. What's up, half-ass in the house? Cheers, homie. Favorite Stone as well. Yeah, it's a tasty beer. I like that one from Stone.
Makes me want to pick it up because I haven't had it for a while.
Yeah, that one is really good. Like I said, I used to really love the Mocha IPA. I wish they would bring that back. If you're listening, Stone, bring it back. But I felt like that had to be like, you definitely had to know your stuff, and it was more like, I feel like a distinguished palate type beer. Like, I think if you're a person just jumping into it, it wouldn't be attracted to you, or it might be too powerful for you. But if you like stouts and you like IPAs, that Mocha IPA brought the best of both worlds together. Got Rick in the house. What is going on? Someone say something about getting stoned. Cheers, homie. How's it,
Rick?
How's it going down there in Texas? And if y'all don't know Rick, check Rick out. He actually does some great stuff on his barbecue channel. I think Monday nights is when he has like the chat with everybody for the different things taking place. But cool cat, and I need to catch up on some of your videos and stuff too. But probably when you watch the barbecue guys, you always get hungry. It's like you just watching Diner Driving and Die. It's like you're getting hungry.
Right.
You can't make the stuff they're making on there. You're like, I don't have all that stuff here. I can't do anything. But yeah, it's definitely, you might have the drool coming out watching them, share some of the stuff they do.
Might as well grab you a bag of chips because you know you're gonna get the munchies.
Yeah. Which I keep saying it. We still need to set something up and do like a barbecue beer pairing type show, Rick, at some point. Just talk about barbecue and what might be the beer you want to have with it. There's definitely some good ones out there.
Yeah, we can do that.
Speaking of good ones, I actually just cracked open another one of these that I still got. It's like, I got to get through them, right? Like, it's a bad thing. I have to drink these beer. And that's the Omagang rye barrel vanilla stout. They're limited release that's available out there. Omagang doing great stuff out of New York as well. Imperial Stout, vanilla aged in whiskey barrels. So I'll have the review coming up on that one too. But I still got like Omagang, I think Game of Thrones beers I haven't done yet. I've got to get that done. I mentioned earlier this week in one of the comments, I've got like 5 or 6 Bigfoot beers here. So I'm going to do a Bigfoot series. I'm going to try to get that started, I think, this weekend to try to go through some of those and share that with you guys. There's just time is so limited. That's the one thing you just can't get more of when you really need is time. That's the one thing. Which would you like more of? Time. Can I have more time? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like hit pause during the course of a day and have 2 or 3 hours outside the timeline where I can just get stuff done. Cheers.
That is true.
Smoking a strain called Grandpa's Breath. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what Grandpa's Breath is supposed to be.
Yeah.
You say Grandpa's Breath, and I'm like, is that like, I don't know, Woody Allen or Morgan Freeman since they married such young brides? Like, I don't know why I thought of them. I'm thinking of old men. Like, you got Grandpa's Breath. Oh man, that's a freaky thing with Morgan. Oh, not Morgan. Woody Allen. Now, like, how can you marry the girl you raised? And he gets away with it. Like, as much the stuff you hear about Hollywood is like, everybody lets him get away with it. I'm like, he raised her from like the time they adopted her, and then like, I'm gonna go ahead and divorce Mia and marry the daughter. What? Like, and he just goes about like it's regular day. It's just weird. That's freaky, man.
Well, we had neighbors that they've moved now, but it was almost kind of a true to life story there. Like he was probably, how old was he? Late 20s, early 30s, and she was probably in her 50s. So apparently the backstory was...
Oh, really? It's just
yes, apparently the backstory was she was married before, and this kid, I say, the one that she's married is married to now, apparently he was friends with her actual son when they were younger. So she apparently kind of raised him, but as soon as he turned 18, she divorced her husband, and they got together. How fucked up's that?
She wasn't a teacher, was she?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe that's kind of common for some of the teachers. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. It's not as bad as if you were raising the kid in your house as your kid, though. But it's still that's definitely cradle robbing. Yeah.
I feel like part of the story was he was like they kind of did take him in and raised him a little bit.
Oh, really? Oh,
sort of, yeah. But then as soon as he got 18, she got divorced, and then they got together. I mean, it's like, how would you feel if that was your like the son, and that was your best friend, and all of a sudden now he's your stepdad?
I don't think you can definitely do any your mama jokes with him if that's the case.
No. But your mom. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, that's my mama too. What are you talking about? Talking about mom? Yeah.
Oh, the yo mama jokes in with that friend for sure. Like, your mama's ass is so big. What the Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, crazy things we have in the world for sure.
Oh, geez. No doubt.
It's lit and the smoke is rolling. Nice. Hell yeah, yeah. We need to get something set up for real. Beer on said, are you guys neighbors? Not really, but kind of. I mean, Todd's actually south of me about an hour and a half. So we're all like in the Kentucky, Indiana region.
Yeah. Not far.
Nice. Omagang is another favorite New York brewery. They hosted a wing show a couple of years ago at the concert venue. Nice. Speaking of concerts, let's just take a second to talk about this concert that happened down in Daytona. So, the lead singer of the band, you know what I'm talking about?
I'm not sure.
So,
I don't think.
Let me see if I get the band's name here. I don't know the name of the band offhand. I gotta remember. All right, so Brass Against is the band. The front woman was on stage at concert, and I thought it was overseas, like in England or something like that, and everything. Because the first time I saw it was covered by the Independent, which usually is news out of there. She's on stage singing. She's doing a Rage Against the Machine cover. Says she has to go to the bathroom, can't get off stage in time. Has a guy from the front row come up onto the stage and then urinates on his face. And the guy loves it or whatever. He gets up and he spits it out to the crowd or whatever.
Oh, God.
And then I find out it's in Daytona, Florida. Like, and it was for an event being sponsored by NASCAR. Oh, this is like weird now. I was like, wait a minute, NASCAR has a band like doing stuff like this? And so NASCAR has now said they would never have this band perform there again. But it's just like people are losing their shit over it. It's kind of like it's crazy. It's, you know, depending on your view of stuff, you may say it's perverted, you may not say it's perverted. There's rumors that our ex-president like golden showers too, but
I was gonna say the golden showers.
It's kind of like he was a consenting adult, she was consenting, but nobody wants to see that in a show, I guess. But then some people were cheering it on, so I don't know. I don't know the crowd. I don't know the mentality of the crowd, but these are just those things that popped up there, and it was just like, wow. So she's already like issued a couple apologies, never happened again, blah blah blah. It's like this whole big thing in the music thing where rock and roll went too far. It's just like,
I mean,
I don't know. I mean, it makes Ozzy biting off a bat's head not seem so bad now.
I mean, I guess we had to pick one or the other. I mean, being peed on and somebody shitting in your mouth or something would be better, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't do either, but that's the lesser of two evils, I guess.
I mean, occasionally we make jokes in here about the Cleveland Steamer type stuff and things along those lines, but never thought like you'd actually see like a rock band. I mean, it could happen because rock shows can get a little crazy, especially some of the younger youth and stuff they do. I mean, hell, we got a generation of 8 Tide Pods, so you don't know what can happen out there.
Kind of makes you wonder, were they cheering it on because they're actually liked it, or were they cheering them on to see if they can ag something even worse to happen, just to see if it would? Either way, you're still sick. Either way.
I think some people were aghast by it, but yeah, this guy, he was all happy and excited, and he just got up. He's like, yeah, and he spits it all out. It's just like, yeah.
Something tells me, and I love you, Paul. But Paul's pissed off because he wasn't there.
I mean, it was an interesting sight. I mean, it's you know, metal band front woman, and she's cute too. But I mean, that makes it okay. Sophia Eurista, but she's apologized a couple times for it. But I just thought it was funny when NASCAR came out again. So like, why is NASCAR involved? Then I saw it was Daytona. I was like, oh, it was like an event for something at the track or whatever they were doing. But yeah. Because, I mean, God, if there were NASCAR fans there, I know they would be appalled. They'd be like, oh, whoa. Yeah. But then I would be like, why are you guys at a heavy, like a hard metal type concert anyway? I thought, you know, there's no boot skin boogie here. So
what's your sister doing on stage? What's she peeing in his mouth for?
She ain't got no cup. Give her a cup. But yeah, that was the craziest thing I think I saw this week that happened. So pretty funny, and watch all the news coverage of it as people are trying to explain it and everything. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah, how do you explain that on the news?
Yeah. Yeah. FACP in the house, what is going on? Yeah, the Bigfoot beers, I do love them. Have not just got the reviews done on them. I need to, because I have some pretty good flavors I need to do of the varieties there. But yeah, I'm going to try to get those worked in, I think. And Sierra Nevada favorite beers. Sierra Nevada's a good brewery. They're solid as can be. It tastes like Werther's and pickled bologna. I don't even know what I'm trying to think what we were talking about that have that kind of taste. Insufficient clearance is bad ass. Yeah. Let me see here. Yeah, I really like the Sketchbooks beers. I have to check them out, see if I can find them. Hey, what's up, you craft beer delinquents? What's up, metal guy? What's happening?
What's up,
That
okay?
metal. I don't know if you just heard the story I was talking about there. I was talking about the brass against about the peeing on the guy's face. So because I know that obviously, as you can see in his name, metal guy is in the metal and stuff. So I'm sure he probably saw news of that happening too. It's just kind of a crazy event. What up, Steven? Of course, you speak of crazy events at concerts. You also had the sad event that took place at the Travis Scott whole thing. That thing looks worse and worse. The more news coverage that comes out about that, like he just had the 9-year-old that just died, so he was like the 10th victim. Like people that were trying to stop it. They had an interview with the guy that was supposed to work security that quit that day because he felt like they weren't taking the proper measures for what was needed. And it's just like, I think it's like 750 million might be the lawsuits now adding up against him or something. It's like that whole thing was a debacle.
Did he quit before all that? Before any of that came out?
Yeah, he quit. No, he quit that day. He didn't go to the show, so he was like, he was supposed to work that day, and he found out, he was there, and he didn't feel comfortable, and his spider sense tingle said, "Don't take this job today," and he quit that day, and then that stuff happened that night. And I mean, they were showing the one lady that climbed up onto the camera stand and was telling the guy to stop the show because needed medical stuff, and the guy was like, "Get out of here," or whatever type thing. And it's just like there was just a lack of control all around that thing. It was just crazy. And then obviously the past incidents that have happened at some of his shows were apparently, and I knew when it happened, I felt like there had to be something with a mosh pit. And apparently it's the history of his shows that kind of have a mosh pit type atmosphere. So kind of crazy. Yeah, the Peace Show, right? Yeah, I love all the fans were expecting the Peace Show to happen. James says, "Yeah, the golden shower. Yeah, the fan was totally into it. Yeah, if you see the video, the fan, he's enjoying it. I mean, that just tells you what 2021 has gotten us to. I'm gonna just that's one piss on my face. That's how bad of a year it's been.
Front row.
Oh, totally metal. It was. He asked for it. He did. He was jumped right up there to volunteer. So in the addition of Gigi Allen, but people like losing their mind over it all stuff now and everything. And it's like, yeah, I mean, obviously you wouldn't want your kids seeing something like that or anything, but at the same point, I don't know, it's kind of it's a weird situation. I mean, it's just totally weird on what happened there. Florida is basically overseas, right? If there was a state to have it in, Florida would be one of the states. It'd be okay to do something like that, probably.
Yeah, but do what you want. That's okay.
Chad's drinking a Mosaic Double IPA by Lone Pine called Tessellation 8.1 ABV. Nice. So the liquor run went well. I heard it was 4% ABV. The P, it might have had some drugs in there. Who knows?
Right? Yeah, might have been more. Yeah, might have been more than that.
But speaking of things that have ABV in them, there was this actual stream. Where was this stream at? I gotta look on. I shared it on some of the other sites this week. So, where was this located? In Hawaii, there was a stream that was smelling like alcohol that people couldn't figure out, right? They tested it and they found out a storm pipe was releasing drainage from one of the local, I guess, breweries or whatever it was. The stream had an ABV of 1.3% or something. They were testing it. And apparently teenagers were going out to the stream and basically swimming in or drinking or whatever. It's kind of like, hey, it's free alcohol. It smells like beer. And so it's a very light beer, but I guess if you drink enough of them after a certain point.
Yeah,
but they cut off the drain that was causing it to happen and stuff. But I'm just thinking, like, you got the stream running through Hawaii like a beer stream. It seems like if there was like a paradise and you had a beer stream, it's like Hawaii would be a nice spot to have it in. You know, like if you had, we have streams of beer in Hawaii, you'd be like, oh, sounds about right.
Okay, sure.
It's like of the states where you would have a stream of beer, Hawaii would seem like a good place to have one.
Why not?
Yeah. Sit down here in my pineapple, dip my cup into the stream, have me a couple pints. No ABV because I am driving. So, yeah, in Hawaii, imagine that. I heard Jim Morrison was arrested in Miami for allegedly exposing himself on stage. Yeah, and that looks like nothing nowadays, right? Like, you know, it used to be the biggest shock was Janet Jackson having her nipple out after Justin Timberlake pulled the cover off.
Right, yeah.
That's nothing compared to having someone pee on stage. I mean, now that had national footage versus this concert, but this is being shown all over the world.
Still, yeah.
Now. Yeah.
It's national now.
Which I still don't understand why that was a problem with Janet Jackson having her boob out. I don't see what's the problem with that.
It's a ratings booster.
I was like, that's a nice jewelry she has on. Pulling R. Kelly. Yeah. Oh, it would have been R. Kelly doing it? It would have been a guy doing it, for one. I think cops would have probably ran the stage.
Oh, yeah. They'd have been
with the
bum rushing and tackling him for sure.
But with the woman, they let her finish and everything. They never rushed the stage, and she went back into the singing. One of the band members, I think, walked off the stage for a second because he couldn't believe what was happening, but he kept playing guitar as he did it. And it's like, yeah, that's the whole thing too. That's kind of like the teaching thing, right? You have these women that do these things to I say little boys, just to say they're high school boys or whatever. Although sometimes they are younger than high school. And it's like you get in court and it's like judge is like, oh, probation, oh, this or that. Like, man does it, it's like under the cell. You're like under the cell. So you do have like the kind of the double standard there.
Well, then it's probably like, did we really just see that? What just happened?
Yeah.
They're like, okay, we need to. By the time it sank in, it was like, oh, well, it's too late now. We can't do anything about it. Just like,
yeah, that I'm pretty much sure shocked a lot of people there. James said, look up Gigi Allen. But since despite threats to kill himself on stage, Gigi passed away as a result of a heroin overdose. The jockstrap skinhead left behind a legacy of disgrace and depravity, which has been part of heavy music folklore with bands such as CKY and Faith No More covering his music. So he had some stuff going on there too. Whatever happened to Faith No More? They really never bounced back after their one big hit. It was a big hit. They just never seemed to bounce back with anything. I'm going to piss on you, right? New Dave Chappelle video in the works. Rock and roll, yeah. It was Jeff Gordon's face he pissed off. Good old Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon doesn't like women. Oh my gosh.
Same shit my brother would say.
Can't stay, but go and enjoy a Braxton Garage Beer Lager in a minute. See, you like it? Cheers. Yeah, I've actually right in my backyard here, Braxton. So I've had the garage beer. You can get that like at Kroger and stuff now. So
yeah,
definitely enjoy it. Dark Pastures from swinging in. It's an easy drinking lager too.
Yeah, it is. It's a decent beer.
Yeah, the alcoholic screaming Hawaii. I don't know how much you have to drink for it to get a buzz, but it was like 1.3% or something. They were saying they measured it, but Florida's not overseas unless you go south of Boca Raton. I don't know. Some people feel like some of Florida's overseas, just like, you know, Texas sometimes feels like another country compared to stuff that happens. Why is it always like Florida and Texas like the weirdest states when shit happens, it seems like?
Yes. Usually every time.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
I mean, even
there's only 3 to choose from. And you know, it's always going to be those states almost every time.
Almost every time. It's like even
Florida,
Bugs Bunny
Texas, California, whatever, you know.
even Bugs Bunny had a cartoon where he cut off Florida. So it's just like
You're right. Ahead of his time.
Yeah. We got some action here. West Virginia. I'm watching the West Virginia game. They're playing Elon in basketball. But we just had the benches cleared at halftime. I don't know what happened. It was a little bit of a ruckus.
Oh.
Yeah. West Virginia's up 44-37. Let me see.
I'll have to hear. I'll hear about it tomorrow.
One of the Elon guys tried to dip his shoulder into a player. All right. We won't take that at West Virginia.
It's Dan Dockage's son coaches for Elon, which Dan Dockage, Dan Dockage just took the head coaching job for West Virginia and then quit before he even got onto campus.
Never got, yeah. Yeah, kind of interesting there. They didn't.
He's an Indiana IU guy.
Yeah. Well, they didn't do anything to penalize the teams, but it was just like a little bit of a, Elon got back into the game. They're only down 7, but it's like, okay. Fire up West Virginia to come back out in the second half and whoop that ass. James, they're double standard for a reason. If you're not willing to piss on me, it's like happening.
It's likely happening.
It's a free world. Yeah, I mean, she's pretty cute. She's haven't seen anything with her lately, but don't matter. She could be on a fucking commercial and I'm watching.
Ooh, what we got? Oh, okay. What is
that Rihanna right there? Yeah.
Is she selling something? I don't know.
It's like it doesn't even matter. It's Rihanna on
She
right
might
now.
have been.
Yeah. It's like she is who she is for sure. And,
well, the commercial wasn't very good then if you don't know what she was selling. Oh no, it was good. It was still good.
Yeah. But I'm not going to show the stuff here. But I mean, even though it's kind of blurred out on some things you can do, but anybody, if they did want to see what happened, it's you just Google female rocker urinates on fan's face or something like that, and it'll pull up the stuff from the concert. But that's just crazy. It's just kind of the world that we're living in right now. That I don't know. I mean, it's not right now, I guess, because we've had other crazy rock stuff that have happened over the years, but
close enough.
It does feel kind of crazy. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a biblical type person, but there are some things I see some days, and I'm like, man, it is kind of like Samson and Delilah type shit happening.
Right? Yeah.
I remember that from Catholic school. Yeah. I'm not religious, but I know some shit happening right now that probably shouldn't. Yeah. So there's an interesting story from not your beer news this week. So over in it's Americans. It's Americans when Americans travel, right? When we go places, we get into shit we probably shouldn't get into. So 2 American tours were hit with $900 fine after breaking into the Coliseum after hours to drink beer.
How much?
The Coliseum was closed. $900 fine.
$900.
900. I think it was 900 each. I believe. I don't know if it was 900 each or for both, but
I don't know. I mean, would that be worth it? If that's all you got, would that be worth it?
You know what? If they got like a YouTube channel, something like that, everything, probably the views they're going to get, it probably would be because they're probably going to blow up like crazy.
Right. I mean, that would be cool. I mean, that would be kind of cool. Like we doing drinking beer in the Coliseum. What?
Yeah. Apparently, the 2 guys they went into Rome. They climbed over the railings to get in. It was after hours, 5:30 a.m. They were 24 and 25, 2 guys, and spotted by a passerby who called the police, and they were inside just drinking beer. So they've been trying to crack down on people getting into the Coliseum. So I guess it's a thing to do, but I mean, is it worth it? It's kind of like if you're at the biggest event and you were going to go streaking, yeah, you're going to get arrested and probably to pay a fine, but would it be big enough for you to get the notoriety that you're looking for? You know,
True.
would it be worth it? So
It seems like a weird amount. Why not just make it a full 1,000? Why not?
well, you know what it was? It was converted over. It was like something in pound, like 700 pound or something. It was converted to $900 in our money. Yeah, but it was more of a round number that they had from when it happened. So
yeah,
but that's you know,
didn't think about that.
it's like, is that something like that we just do as a country? Like, do other countries, do people do that? Like, we had a thing that came on the news the other night about the Red River Gorge. And like some of the deaths that have been happening are people being stranded, having to be rescued.
Oh yeah.
And it's Americans climbing into shit that you shouldn't climb into. Like there's a rail in there for a reason, but yet we'll feel like, oh, we can go a little bit further.
No, yeah, it's
we
like
can go over there. Like there's a reason they don't want you to go over there. Like, why do you go over there?
it's like the sign says, "Don't stand on the sledge." The guy goes, "Hold my beer."
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're like, morning news. Yeah, we had a guy that just fell off the ledge at Red River Gorge. Like, but the sign said not to go there. He told me to hold his
It's
beer.
like, you
So I
tell
was
us-
like, yeah, sure I would.
It's like every time you tell us as Americans don't do shit, we feel like it's a challenge. It's a challenge.
Right. You can't tell me I can't do that. What do you mean?
We will see about that.
I mean, what is it? Isn't it like 20 or 30 people a year die there or something?
Yeah,
Maybe it's
usually it's some number, but I think it's
Maybe
more
it's not
now
that
this
high,
year.
but it feels like it's high anyway.
Well, they said the number of rescues they've had this year has definitely been higher.
Yeah.
Going on off trails to do stuff, and it's just like, why? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?
I know.
But you know,
I still
half-ass
haven't made it.
there's a place-
I still want to go down there.
yeah, the place closed down. It's like, just come as you please, right? It's not open anymore. Coliseum's not open. Why can't you just go in? Yeah, it's still a monument.
Right. Yeah.
Stampeding cattle through the Vatican, kinky. Yeah. Oh, I think they get other kinky stuff that happens in the Vatican, probably, knowing the history.
Yeah, like
Because
getting
heavy
beat on
traffic
by
and
a rocker.
congestion. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Because the heavy traffic and congestion is the only thing keeping us from killing each other on the road. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah,
That's
but,
very
they announced 6 hours ago, Cincy Winter Beer Fest will be back. Over 400 local and regional craft beers from 130 breweries will be done this year, upcoming year. Dates, February 11th and 12th.
Okay, so I was going to ask you, what are the dates on that one?
Duke Energy, yeah.
Man,
Tickets
that
are
might be-
available now for early admission, connoisseur, and designated driver.
Are you working it again?
I haven't decided. I just saw it was actually on there, so I probably won't be working, and I don't even know. I might have something going on as well, so I'll have to check back into that. But this is like a huge one. They haven't announced a beer list, I don't think, yet. Not until later.
Our big one will be in February too, which is one we just went to a month ago. Well, not a month ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. They usually have it in February, and they're going to do it back on. They're going to do it back on schedule again. So,
You know, they usually have that one around Valentine's Day. They used to have it around Valentine's Day, so that might be the schedule they're getting back on too as well, because it's right before that.
yeah. Well, I'm hoping she's off for one or the other. We'll have to do one of them.
Yeah.
I'd like to do one of them.
The Hawaii stream was 1.2% ABV, by the way. So that's what it was.
What was it?
1.2%
Oh,
for
okay.
that Hawaiian stream. I don't know, but would you drink the water out of that? Like, if it's the runoff from a brewery, it wouldn't be clean. But
Yeah.
then again, depending on what generation it is, it could happen.
Yeah, right.
Like you
Yeah, like I
said.
said, if it's a Tide Pod eating generation, they don't give a shit. So,
Like, I ate Tide Pods, son. I ain't scared.
yeah, right. 1 point whatever alcohol, it kills the germs, right? Yeah, sure, let's do it.
You're right. Anheuser-Busch is bringing back the original Flagship beer for the first time since 1906. So they're going to have that re-release of that beer, the St. Louis Lager. So you'll be able to check that out if you want to know what it was like in 1906 to enjoy that beer. And they'll be donating $2 for every St. Louis Lager to the 100 Neediest Cases campaign led by the United Way. So you give back by checking out that beer. I always question the United Way. I feel like there's sometimes I question because they cut people off sometimes, and I'm like, I'd rather give the money straight to the organization. Let me see. Things I would not drink from the smelly Hawaiian stream. No, I mean I wouldn't either. But again, we're talking about other generations that have done other stuff like Tide Pod beer stream. It's not like you're taking a high risk, I don't think.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you've done ingested the worst of it, so.
I mean, I figure those Tide Pod kids are of drinking age now, so they probably would give it a shot.
Yeah. What's the worst can happen?
I've cooked something. I have a beer chili recipe where I use beer in a chili. I've done some stuff like in barbecue as I like to add flavor to some things before, but I like to do some more stuff with beer and cooking. I don't know if you cook with beer, Todd, at all and anything.
Yeah, I've done some in chili. I guess you could say marinated brats in beer.
Yeah,
before
like
grilling them.
Yeah,
and then I make in my opinion, which everybody always said too, I do a beer cheese, a good like melted beer cheese.
Oh, nice.
Which is pretty good. So
Yeah,
so I'd say I do cook with beer. Probably like you, probably not as much as you probably could or should, but
right. Yeah, that first bud, we don't know how it may have taken, but they said people actually liked it, so it could be good. I'd give it a shot to check it out. Like I said, I don't hold anything against the big macro companies. I prefer a lot of craft beers. I still go back and try some of the macros. I did that. Like I said, I was surprised by the one they did with Jim Beam a couple years ago. That surprised me. It was better than I thought it would be. Yeah. Bud has taken a huge sale drop in recent years. Yeah, a lot of the bigger ones have taken the drop, but they're still doing well, of course. But craft beer, when you look at the pie, craft beer has increased their slice slightly, but a lot of the beer has been down. And there's been reasons for that, as well. Sometimes cook with beer and wine, Chad. Make a good beef stew with red wine and crock pot. There you go.
Oh,
I got like 5 bottles of wine I haven't even drank yet. I need to drink those at some point, too. Let's see what other stuff here. Fremont Brewers releasing 4 new barrel-aged beers, 2 Imperial Stouts, a barley wine, and a French farmhouse wine hybrid, which sounds interesting. I say Fremont is actually Ferment for this one here. Where Ferment is, where are they out of? Oregon, Hood River, Oregon. Which Oregon's another spot, of course, with great beers as well.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Whack and Peel is the first of the Imperial Stouts created in collaboration with Zupan's Market as part of the store's Farm to Market series, inspired by the popular holiday orange chocolate candies. The beer was aged in rum barrels, steeped in sweet orange peels from Spain and bitter orange peels from Haiti and Paraguay. only 55 cases were produced. That tells you you're going to pay a pretty penny for that one. I'm just saying. If you can get it. But I feel like you have to get to the brewery for these. The second beer,
I think so.
titled Imperial Stout, was aged in Hood River's Camp 1805 bourbon and rye whiskey barrels, blended to taste, added to the beer's leather, coffee, and dark dry fruit character. The barrels impart fruit and oak notes without added overwhelming whiskey flavor. 125 cases of that were produced, so definitely pushing out a little bit more of that one. Ferment barley wine ale is an English approach to barley wine. 11% ABV, low bitterness, and 7 malt grain bill. The beer showcases rich, robust, and warming qualities. Brewed in 2020, the beer sat a year in French oak wine barrels, which added a touch of subtle character and provided time for complex flavors of caramel, dried dates, and toffee to meld together. 153 cases produced. And then it has Lord Denor, Ferment Brewing's founder, and brewmaster Dan Peterson sought to capture the wine-like character of the famous French farmhouse, Bière de Garde. The beer underwent primary fermentation with the brewer's wild yeast and strain collected in Mount Hood National Forest. Secondary fermentation occurred over organic wine leaves from the Idiot's Grapes Winery at Mosier, while the matured in red wine barrels, released annually for the third time, and with inspiration shifting each year. Drinkers who sold the first 2 versions now have the opportunity to taste a true vertical. That sounds pretty good, too. They opened this brewery in 2018, 20-barrel brewery in Hood River, Oregon. I got to see a beer man guess these. I would like to see him take a look at these beers, because he's right out there in Oregon. Those all sound pretty damn tasty. And that's the thing we were talking about earlier. Like, there's so many other breweries out here doing their thing. Like, you don't have to chase down some of these other beers because you got so much other good stuff happening.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for the whales considered whales or whatever, like Bourbon County, for instance, like Dark Charge is a good beer, like. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure the snake cakes that I'm probably going to go try to hit up, which probably be able to get, I would assume, pretty easy. I don't know, maybe not easy, but should probably be able to get them easier than Bourbon County, probably. That you'd have to stand in line for hours upon hours on.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't really have, like you said, you just don't have to do that anymore. So much stuff out there.
I would do Guinness in the corned beef and cabbage for sure. Patriots are shutting out the hated Falcons in the fourth quarter. Turns out it was Tom Brady who have hated all these years, not the Patriots. Guinness for an extra stout for the beer batter fry food. There you go. Yeah, definitely. Can craft beer and malt liquor company make a beer? They could team up and try to do something for sure. One brewery I don't drink anymore, they actually released a malt liquor back in the day. So it can definitely be done. It's just your craft beer drinkers aren't going to really turn to malt liquor that much. So for them, it wouldn't be anything probably for a win. So I don't think you would see breweries really teaming up that way. Maybe make a small batch just to try to experiment with something. Oh.
And I have done a beer battered fish fry before too. Also.
Oh, you have done that? Would you use like a stout or something for it, or do you remember?
That it's been a while. I feel like it was probably just like maybe like a Boston lager or something. It wasn't anything like super, like an IPA or anything like that. Just something mild for the most part.
But that's an aged malt liquor and bourbon barrels? Yeah. It was actually done at one point by Founders. They had done a beer, the DKML. Which, which was really like, I feel like it was something of a novelty type thing they had actually done at the time.
It totally was. Yeah, I forgot all about that one.
Yeah, a good stout for pot roast. You know, for a pot roast, I would actually like. I feel in my mind, I would like a nice brown ale to get like a nuttiness of flavor to pair up with the pot roast that I was enjoying. I don't know why, but I feel like that would come through a little bit more. But you can do a stout.
I mean, yeah. If you're gonna do a stout with maybe dragon's milk, maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
yeah,
That might be too much.
I would want if I was doing a stout, I would want it to be a more of a fuller stout than
Yeah.
like say a dry Irish stout, which would be a little bit more lighter. I want more of that fuller feel to match like maybe the richness I may get from that meat flavor.
That's interesting there.
But for some reason, I feel like a nice, stronger brown ale, getting that nutty flavor behind it to enjoy with that meat, can add a nice little feel to it, can add a different experience with it.
That'd be a good trial and error just to see.
I had craft malt liquor about 10 years ago. I don't remember who made it or what it was called. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who that one. I mean, I know because I know the DKML that Founders had done. That was 5 or 6 years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
At least 5 or 6, I'd say.
Facts, hoppy beers are better fresh. Live yeast may settle. It depends. I mean, if you want the hoppiness and the freshness of it, obviously a lot of people try to drink like the IPAs, for instance, within the first 3 months, but it's a matter of what you actually enjoy. I know people that age them out. I mean, your IPA, you can have it 6 months later and it can still end up having freshness if it's stored correctly. It all depends how you actually store the beer itself. And for some people, they don't want that big bitterness up front. They want to kind of soothe out a little bit. So it all depends. But most of the IPAs I get are usually done within 3 months. I usually target.
2016 for the DKML.
Yeah, so 5 years ago. Yeah.
But that I didn't realize
it went away right after too. It didn't stay around. It went away like right after. Like it just didn't go over well, I don't think.
Well, that's what I thought. But they on Untapped, they've got a 16, a 17, and an 18.
Oh, so it went for a couple more years after. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
After the
Which
first.
I'm like you. I thought it just was that one time and it was done.
Yeah. I wonder if they went to like more closer to the brewery and stuff then. Because I mean, it is in Michigan and there are some spots around Michigan where malt liquor is popular.
Yeah. True.
I don't think dextrose ages well in barrels. I don't know how it would work it in the barrel realm, but I mean, dextrose is used to sometimes add that smoothness to the beer, but also to raise the ABV. But I would think some dextrose may be used in some of the barrel aged stuff. I think malt liquors are popular more for the cheap high ABV, but good IPAs or Belgian or stouts have more ABV than malt liquors and taste. But yeah, I would definitely agree with that there. Most people get the malt liquors for that, but they are cheaper, is what it is, right? So you get a 40 ounce of whatever it may be, and it's going to cost you $1.99 versus getting, a higher ABV. Might be a smaller bottle, but it may cost you, depending on what it is, $6.99, $5.99. Like so, yeah, people do look at that for that case. Old Rasputin, a great stout. Old Rasputin is a great stout, and that might be something you can actually enjoy nicely with pot roast as well.
That would be. Yeah, I think that would be a good one for that actually.
Yeah, that's actually, I think Old Rasputin, if I remember correctly, is an Imperial Stout too. So that's actually one of the better Imperial Stouts out there as far as accessibility that people can get and actually enjoy. That one actually stands out well.
Yeah, it's kind of an OG for sure.
Yeah. Does anyone like cheese that was made with beer? I mean, like beer cheese? Like Todd made beer cheese, he said.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I like beer cheese. I've actually got some cheese. I'm going to do a food
A
channel.
lot of the breweries and stuff you go to, you get like beer, cheese, and pretzels, or a big
Yeah.
pretzel and beer cheese or something, you know.
I've had beer and many things. I've had beer and jelly. I had a company send me craft beer jelly one year, which was interesting. I've got a craft beer salsa right now downstairs in the fridge. It's beers and all kinds of stuff nowadays. I've used bitter ale and port or pot roast. That was pretty good. May have to make a pot roast this weekend for sure. Nice. I never did it with that. I mean, I've done it as stuff to soak meat and stuff in, but I don't think I've ever done it with a pot roast. Big guy said DKML was great. Yeah, not as much for me, but if it's for you, that's fine. But I don't really mess with them anymore. But I think Eric liked that one, DKML. I think he was a fan of that, but he likes malt liquor time.
Probably.
Yeah. I think when we did that years ago, I think he was a fan of that one. Wow, that was 5 years ago when it came out. Amazing.
I know, crazy, right?
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize like this channel, I have it 7 years in March, which seems crazy to me. Like, it doesn't feel like it's been 7 years of doing the channel here, but I appreciate everybody that you and everybody else that hung with me, and we've had some fun over the years for sure.
Well, I was just thinking, like, when did we like really start kind of doing like not on YouTube, but like just the live, you know, like hangouts and stuff like we all used to do back in the day with Joe, and when I first met Joe, and I think Drunken One, you know, Tom.
That was probably 5 or 6 years.
At least.
Probably 5 years, because when I first came on, I used to do it with I did it with Crunch for a while out of Chicago. And then he was on here for about a year and a half, 2 years. And then he had moved on to some other stuff. And then you, Todd, Eric, we started doing some stuff. Tom, and kind of started going from that point on. So I would say probably about 5 years or so.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know about you now, because I know it was after, but we were still in our other house the first time I actually met Tom in person over at John's one time.
Oh, did you? That's cool.
Yeah. So it was right after his son passed away.
Mm.
So him and his wife were, you know, just trying to get out of town. They were going, I think they were going to Frankfurt or something, that Frankfurt, Kentucky, like on the Bourbon Trail, or, you know, just a little getaway to get cleared their heads or whatever. And so we still live in our other house. So we've been in this house now 7 years, going almost, well, it'll be 8 years in January. So it's been at least that long since.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's probably a year or two before that. So it's probably going on 10 years since I actually met Tom in person.
Yeah.
When he was kind of in town. He was close enough that they came and hung out and, you know, had a beer with or whatever, and got to meet him. So.
Yeah, well, you were around definitely with Tom and John before I even thought about launching the thing here. Like,
I knew it was after
with a lot of people.
Thinking I wasn't sure how long, but it was probably since we've been in this house, so it's been at least so it's been, like I said, going on 8 years. So yeah, you're probably right, 5 or 6 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, I was actually thinking back the other day about all the other people that had YouTube channels that don't have them now or they're not. It's like we've seen a lot of people come and go for sure. That is just like kind of crazy when you think about it. Like the people that had stuff out there and you just don't see them now, really. It's like, what happened? You know, did people fall off? Did they stop doing it? Did it burn out or what? And it's like, wow, I'm still going. Like, why am I still going? You know, it's like, it's interesting just thinking back. You know, there was people that when I got on, the people I first started watching, probably the first two people that I saw was Greg from Greg's Beer Reviews, and then Joe D. And then after that, it was Jay, you know, Ron Thoreau.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think. After that, it was Strat, who was up in Canada. He was a Canadian reviewer, and he brewed his own beer. He actually passed away, which that was sad, because he was always one of the ones that kind of kept me going because he was really supportive on stuff. So it was like,
okay.
It almost like when he actually passed away, it was like, wow, like, you know, he was a part of me doing what I'm doing here. So that was a big loss there. But within about 5 or 6 months in is when I met like Dean and I met Craig from over in the UK. Then I met Harry and I met Peter. And it was like for the first time of first starting to do it, it was like, I should be over in the UK doing my show because all the guys I know are basically in the
Right,
UK.
yeah, they're all, all over.
And like meeting like James from Rampant Lion and it was like the coolest thing hanging out with these guys talking to them. Then I met the Canadian guys and it was like, Nick and obviously Joe was a part of it, but Joe wasn't doing his channel yet. But the Beer Patrol, Lee was one of the earlier people. And it was all that support that was coming in. And I started meeting some of the American people like DJ from DJ's Brew Tubes and the Brew Review. And it's just interesting now. You look and it's just like, what happened to this person? What happened to that person? And it's like things just change and stuff like that.
I was going to think about like Earth. Remember like Earth? Like
yeah.
Used to hang out and talk with him. And I've not seen or like friends with him or follow him on Untapped or whatever. I've not seen anything for years from him. Like I hope he's okay. I mean, it's like kind of wonder, like you're saying, you just kind of wonder what happens sometimes.
Yeah, and it's like I spoke to Joe about him last year, and he had said like he was going through some. He wasn't going through stuff. He was dealing with some stuff, like I think some family things and stuff like that and everything. Okay. So Joe said he was doing all right and stuff. But I haven't talked to Earth in the longest time, which was great. And I think about like Billy Hillbilly, Billy from his beer reviews. Like we haven't seen him for like really before the pre-COVID type stuff.
Oh, right, yeah,
stuff that he had been doing, and you just wonder. It's like where do all these people like as people get their lives change and you can't do what you were doing or things may be different. Right. It's just interesting. Yeah. And like Paul's been doing it 10 years. I did a spotlight. I didn't realize Paul was doing it for 10 years.
I know.
And it's just like, and it's amazing because I'm like, Paul should be bigger than he actually is. I mean, the stories he tells, the artwork, the things that he does, and it's just like, why are you not bigger than where you are? You should be bigger. How do we make you bigger?
I wish he could do more of his painting stuff.
Yeah. And he does some of the painting type things. And it's weird how some things latch on to YouTube and some things don't, but yeah.
Like his live things when he was actually painting, or maybe not live, but his recordings when he was doing like an actual painting from start to finish. Yeah, maybe 45 minutes. So I was like, he was so talented. He's so talented on that. It's like, doesn't even make any sense. Why does that channel not work? Like, why does it not work?
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is too, because he'll do his stuff, but he'll have like the black metal and stuff playing in the background. But he talks to you like the chillest person. Like
I know,
you expect him to be more amped up than he actually is, and it's like just a chill guy. Yeah. It's like, you messing with me right now? Like I expect you to be more hyped up, but it's just.
You think about it, like it's been a cool journey ride or whatever for the last decade for sure. Because like I've met you through Joe and Harry and just Tom, whatever, just a lot of different people, even the people in the chat that tune in on Thursday nights. Like it's just cool, just to, like you almost kind of feel like even though you're just kind of interact or whatever, but it's like you follow them on Instagram or whatever, and you just kind of see things through their life. It's just a neat like platform in general.
It is. It's and the beer community itself has been, at least on my end, it's been a fun journey, welcoming type thing, a lot of good connections, hanging out. I mean, like James, JT in the chat, he watched the channel. We actually got a chance to meet a few years ago when I was in Chicago, and we had some beers and stuff up there. And it's just it's fun. And it's just like, it's just a weird thing, but you do wonder, like, where's everybody else? Like, what happened to so-and-so? What happened to so-and-so? And it's like, sometimes you just like, poof, you're gone type situation.
Yeah.
I count my blessings for as long as I've been actually going on here, and people that still want to hear me ramble and shit. So appreciate everybody for that for sure. But you ever say, yeah, Eric likes malt liquor and 6-year-old IPAs. Yeah.
6-year-old,
No, that was a classic episode with Brooklyn. So yeah.
Inside of it.
Yeah, that was so funny. That was the funniest thing. And he was just like, somebody, I said, well, send him a thing on Twitter. Let them know because they may not be aware of that and everything. And he's anything. I said, well, let me send it. I'll send them something as well, just in case I'll reach out. And he was like, what did you send to them? Like, they sent me like this bag to apologize. I don't know. What the fuck did they send you? They didn't send me anything. Like, you got
You're
a
like,
hat,
oh
all
shit,
kinds of
days
stuff.
on.
Yeah.
We need to make this right.
But no, it's fun. And like I said, I enjoy everybody that hangs in with me here, that has fun with it. And I feel like beer should be a fun thing. I have a passion for beer that I really enjoy it. I don't know why I got into it the way I did, but I just, from the time I had that first Ithaca beer, Flower Power back in 2000, like 2009, 2010, whenever it was.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? There's something to this craft beer stuff, and just got into it and went down the rabbit hole. And I appreciate all the people that went down the rabbit hole with me. So
yes,
it's been a fun ride for sure.
Probably about the same time frame I jumped into it. Instead of going to Beer Fest or whatever, because you pay $1 amount, but you could try all kinds of different styles. I didn't know anything about any of that then. It's like, okay. In fact, like I remember, like the first only, and still to this day, the only beer I ever poured out was an IPA, which is one of the first IPAs I've really truly tried. And I was like, oh, this is terrible.
Yeah.
And then today, like,
why would you make this?
Poured out is actually really good. And it's, it's a local brewery here. It's like, I like it. Like, I would never, it's how you evolve and your palate's changed over, the last decade or whatever.
Yeah. It's amazing to go through the stuff that you go through. And, life's a short ride when you think about it. So it's been fun to enjoy and have this part of it out there to do. I mean, I look forward to like doing this and the other stuff. It's kind of like I go to work now just to get, I go to work to pay the bills so I can enjoy stuff like this, and count my blessings being able to do so.
Well, in fact, today I messaged Shannon this morning. I was thinking, I was like at work. I was like, wish I could be doing something else. And I messaged her. I was like, makes me wish I had never stopped homebrewing and kind of honed in the craft to where you can maybe at some point have your own brewery or something, if it would have got to that point. But back then he was thinking, okay, this is maybe on a wave. Like, it's never gonna be a mainstay like it has. I mean, it totally has, because even back then it was like, okay, this is kind of being like the trendy thing to do, but it's just kept growing. Like, you would never have thought it would have been where it is today, even 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah. And I think for a lot of people, we put up bars in our head to think, well, that's not going to really do anything. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing over here, where it's that bird in hand type situation, right? Rather than going out and experiment and doing the other stuff. So good thing with the beer, you never run out of time to be able to do something with it. Even now it's kind of like, how can I do other stuff with beer? It's always evolving to other things. So it's fun. I enjoy it. I do this, and it's funny. I had a thing I posted on Twitter the other day. Didn't even realize it, but I do this. I had the podcast as a separate type thing, and I post this now. Like, I'm posting the shows on the podcast, but it's funny because a few weeks back, it was ranked like the number 78 podcast on the indie podcast over on one of the sites. And I'm like, I never even thought about like people ranking the stuff out, but it's like all these other people doing podcasts and you're like in the top 100. It's like, that's pretty cool. That's like, people are actually listening. Yeah. So it's kind of like, all right, people are still digging it. So let's keep rolling with it. So as long as people are here for me, I'm here for them, and we'll keep this thing moving forward for sure.
Right.
And James said he's been in Chicago for 20 years now, since January. And you got to miss some of Louisiana, though, right? Like, I would miss, like, New Orleans and all that, like being down in the bayou. At a point, Chicago's great. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like nothing like New Orleans when you're down there. And have you been to New Orleans? You say you haven't been there before?
Not. No, that's one place. One place on my list. We're going to get to.
I've been there probably about 5 or 6 times in my life, and between the cuisine, the lifestyle, the people, the partying, the atmosphere, the feel of the vibe. It's one of the great cities in the country, in my opinion. From the ones I've been to, New Orleans is up there. Like I would say, like what's the favorite cities I have in the country? New Orleans is up there. Miami's up there. New York, obviously up there. San Diego would be up there as well.
Yeah.
Chicago. It's just, but New Orleans is something different. It's just that the culture, the music. Like you can walk into any bar down there and hear a band playing, and you would think any of the bands playing were signed by a major label. The talent is just so high. It's like in Chicago. In Chicago, you go walk into different blues bars, and there will be just somebody up performing, and you're like, how is this guy not signed to something? Or how is this lady not signed on a label? Like, it's just so good on the talent that you have so much fun there. So it's definitely a city.
That has to be the hardest industry to make it big in.
Yeah.
Just because you got to be at the right place at the right time, and the right person has to hear you. You know what I mean? Like,
or have the right connection, or whatever it may be.
Yes. Or you got to know somebody. Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, that's one thing. Being a DJ in the industry back in the 90s and talking to some of the artists, you need that push from somewhere to get that break. Yeah, James said people move on and flake out, especially don't like me. Yeah, people do, and there's different stuff that definitely happens. It's just you think back to whatever that person is doing nowadays. And online friend suddenly dies, and you have no mutual online friends. You might never know what happened to that person. That's true. And that's something I thought about, with the people that have, I hate to say it, like I hope none of them have died, but you had the COVID stuff the last couple of years. And I know, for instance, I could see like someone like Billy, maybe the thoughts that he always had, it was like maybe he would have been like, maybe not for the vaccine as much. And like, you hope nothing like that, anything happened to him, but you can just like, you wonder like, did something happen and maybe he just disappeared? Because like, there's nothing like, there's no video. Like I know a lot of people that ended their channel, but they had to end in video to it. Like there's just nothing. It's just like the last video 5 years ago or something.
Right.
Follow a lot of YouTube channels and a lot of topics. Big difference the time you put into it. Rod and Paul have regular jobs, so naturally, yeah. I mean, it's you got to put the time into it. And says your channels are way smaller than people who do YouTube full time. Yeah, because we do have the jobs we have to do, and you do have to put the time into it as well. And I've seen people that do it part-time that don't put the time in. They're like surprised they don't grow as much as other people. And it's like, well, you're not really putting the stuff out there either. So you do gotta keep that. And I appreciate that, James, as passion shows through in all the posts. So yeah, I try to bring the passion to it. I mean, if you're not having fun doing it, you have to consider, I tell people that have their channels, sometimes you have to step back, because you can burn out doing this, and you have to take breaks. I've taken breaks over times and stuff like that. There's a reason why I built a backlog of my videos. So like I've got probably right now 12 videos I haven't released yet that I've done reviews on, and I can take days off if I need to take days off, because you will burn out on certain things, or you want to be able to space that kind of stuff. So you definitely got to put that thought into it.
But I'm sure it probably gets to a point where it feels like a job, where you almost feel like you have to do something,
Oh, it definitely does that point. There's points where it's like I'll lay in bed sometimes like, oh shit, I didn't do this one video, or here's an idea for a video, and it's like, do I get up and go write this down, or I stay in bed and go to sleep so I can work in the morning type thing? There's always like stuff that's jumping off, and you're kind of trying to not have. I don't want it to be like that second job, but again, I want to not be in a position where I'm not producing what I want to produce for the people I want to produce it for. And so with this one, a lot of people know me here on the beer channel. So right now I'm doing the beer channel, but I also do the reaction channel that I started. The reaction channel right now is, I think, like 560 subs. And that's really grown over the last few weeks when I put more time into that one. And I only do one video a week on that because I have the beer, and I got the gaming channel, and I've got the food channel I want to do. And then also, I'm trying to get back to the Hip Hop Chronicle channel and do some stuff. So you have to try to break it up to try to do stuff, but it can feel like a crazy routine trying to keep up on everything. But it's fun. I enjoy it. I'm always a person that likes good pressure. I like pressure. I like being under the gun, but I like it. I can use that for positive energy. So it's kind of like not like a pressure bad thing for me, but I like the pressure being a good thing. So,
Right. Yeah.
yeah. But,
I mean, some people just work better under pressure, or something against the gun or whatever, where you feel like you have to get it
right.
out by then or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I've always known. It's like
or a deadline of sorts,
I mean, even like when I was in college, like you study like, when's our test? Like Friday, I'll study Thursday night. Like I liked that, and I was a crammer through college. I was just
Me too.
Yeah, when we were dating in times, he's like, I can't believe you didn't study for this test until last night. I'm like, I just do it that way. It stays in my mind. I just got to have it right at that moment. Anything else before then, I'll forget it or won't be as focused on it. Wayne said, right, I'm thankful I came across your channel last year. It's been a great growth experience. I've come across some great people. Monday marks the 1 year mark in my first video. Thanks, friend. Well, great that you have your 1 year anniversary, Wayne. Appreciate that. And wow, it doesn't seem like you've had a year now, but that's awesome. And I'm glad you came across it too. I love the conversations we have and checking out the stuff that you're doing there. Again, if you guys haven't checked out Wayne's, check him out. The podcast. I mean, you went from not just doing this, now you're growing into the podcast area, and determining the direction you want to take your channel is such a key aspect of what you do here. You have to know what kind of course you want to chart. So I always tell people, plan out what you're looking to try to do so you're prepared for that. Because I remember I got into the Beer a Month Club in the early 90s, most red ales type of stuff. And Middle Fruit's in the house. And damn, you guys still up? Go to get to bed. How do you think some of us keep our push looks? I hear you, Paul. Actually, probably we'll be getting off here in a little bit to go to bed and get up for work in the morning as we talk about work. And it's Friday, which is great. Next week is a short week because of Thanksgiving here in the States as well. And then actually Friday we get off early, we found out. So that'll be nice too. And
and I'm off Friday, so 3-day work week for me.
Yeah. So probably next Thursday, no show, Thanksgiving. So Todd's going to be fat and full from his meals and hanging with family and stuff. And we got our thing that we're going to be out probably.
And then I'm not sure the following Thursday. I'll have to let you know. But it's her birthday on that Thursday, so.
Oh shit! Yeah, you ain't gonna be here. You're gonna be getting her hammered. She's gonna be like.
Depends. Yeah, she's already talking like she wants to go, to the local brewery. So I don't know. Who knows? But they're only open so long. So I was trying to take off, but I wasn't able to get off. So I don't know what's gonna happen. So we might just hang out here instead. But I'll let you know.
At Perpetual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be December 2nd, which is her actual birthday on that Thursday. So may or may not be on here, but I'll let you know that week of. See what she changes her mind like the fart in the wind. So who knows?
Well, she wants to come on here and get crazy. The floor is hers for her birthday.
You're right? So. Yeah. I mean, that's a possibility too. I'd be all for that also. So.
All the people will love to sing her happy birthday in the comments and everything.
We could always go pre-game and then come back.
Yeah. You too, James. Have a great holiday, my friend. And you always say, don't eat too much, but come on.
Right.
People eat what they're going to eat, So, well, I think that being said, we'll go ahead and get wrapped up here, 11:15. Foamy's in the house. Foamy came in late here. Was a Budweiser drinker back in the day. Started mixing the imports and craft beer in the mid-90s. Started watching Craft Beer Nation and Joe D on Google Plus. It seems like so long ago with Google Plus now, right? Like Google Plus is like new kids would be like, "What's Google Plus?" Oh, you don't even know. It was like after MySpace. What's MySpace? Oh my God, where am I at right now? But yeah, Joe D. Like I said, Craft Beer Nation was another one. Craft Beer Nation was another one I used to watch back in the day as well. And it's just like, yeah, and it goes through things where. Joe, give him credit because he has been doing it for I don't even know how long. And he always brings the energy whenever he does it. He just always brings that. I mean, him and Greg. I don't know if there's anybody really longer than those two guys that have been doing it. I don't know. Jay may have been doing it as long, but But those two guys, I definitely know I've been pushing it for a while. So to connect, always want to know, Thanksgiving down there is a Thursday. Does everyone get the Friday off too? Not everyone. Actually, Friday is kind of a big shopping day in the States, but most places, a lot of places are open. Like because of my job, I work with the markets. We're open on a short day, but like the markets close like 1:00, I think, on that Friday. But a lot of places are. You get off Thursday. Some places will get off early on Wednesday. Wednesday is actually one of the biggest nights of drinking in the States. I don't know if it's still the biggest. It used to be the biggest, but I'm not sure if it still is that Wednesday night. And I told that to wife one time. She's like, "Why would it be like you're dealing with family the next day?" And a lot of people don't have great family. Like we have a good family, that we deal with, but not everybody's that way. So
that everybody's off. Like everybody's off.
Yeah, everybody's off.
Yeah,
everybody's off, and you got family coming in, and you got all kinds of stuff happening, and so yeah. But it is funny how that works out. Like the day before Thanksgiving is like one of the biggest drinking days. Black Friday, real reason for Thanksgiving, yeah. But a lot of stores are closing this Thursday or next Thursday rather for Thanksgiving. You don't have like I think Walmart might be closing and Target and all the big stores that were doing the pre-sales on stuff. So they're giving their employees off, which whatever employees they have right now, there's so many employees that are not working, it seems. So, which is a whole another topic. Like I saw a thing where a guy applied for 60 jobs. He got a call back like on one, and it was like it wasn't even like when he called back, it was kind of like stipulations and stuff like that. So it's kind of like I feel like some of these companies are also like, yeah, we're looking, but we're not really looking because we're getting a check in to help benefit or something. So I feel like it's like the whole shell game on if it's actually bad as what people say it is or not. But yeah, but the day after Thanksgiving is a big shopping day for a lot of people. Like a lot of people look forward to it. And last year, a lot of people couldn't do it because of COVID. So I think people are looking to get more back out into it. And they like that adrenaline rush or something, I guess, of being in the stores and trying to get the deal. I'm not that way. I'm like, Amazon's order, we're good to go. Like I'm not gonna go step over people that are getting trampled on the floor in Best Buy. That's just not me.
So me and my mom and my cousin Pat, which on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
We went one year. How long ago has it been? 5 or 6 years ago now, I guess probably. We went one year, for the late night where it starts at like midnight or whatever sometime, or 11 o'clock or whatever, some stores, for Black Friday. So like, let's just go out. We had nothing to do. It's like, let's just go out and see. We've never done it before. Like, let's just go see what it is. Like, it was just like, no thanks. I would never want to.
Yeah.
Like, it was fun just for shits and giggles, because we wasn't really out to get anything. So we wasn't like trying to hit people in the balls or knock people over to get something at Walmart for $10 or whatever. But it was like, what the hell is this? This is like WWE, real life.
But you watch those videos. I mean, people get into fist fights and all kinds of stuff. Now think about this. Right now, we have a shortage on some of the supply stuff because of things sitting out there. So how crazy next Friday? I mean, I would think it's going to even be worse than it's ever been because people even know it's that much more limited to get stuff. So it could be ugly. And I feel bad for some of the workers that have to deal with some of those people and stuff too. But you see all kinds of people getting stepped on, trampled, fighting.
Makes me think of the commercial, but I can't think of what the commercial was for. But it was I don't know if it was like an insurance commercial. I don't remember, but it was like the guy was it was like a department store. And it was
he gets right over these flags.
Everybody was lined up, and they're like, "You open the door." He's like, "No, you open the door." Like he knew he like shiz about ready to go down. He opened the door, he's gonna get trampled.
Yeah, it's a mess, and it's like funny thing is, it's like the opposite of what the holidays even about, right? To give thanks.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It's like it's kind of going against the holiday spirit, but only in America, right? Only in America.
Only in America.
Oh, Big Day says happy Thanksgiving, guys. You as well. Cyber Monday, Cyber Monday. That works as well. Yeah. That's Wednesday. All your friends come back home to see the family if you're still in the area. Yeah, then you all hang out, big bar meetup night. Yeah, big meetup. I used to be years ago in a bowling league at one of my old jobs, and Wednesday night was a big thing at the bowling bar. Everybody get, drinking after bowling and stuff too. Working Black Friday, but we were closed Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, first time ever. Nice, Wayne. Nice, yeah. Yeah, so we got our Christmas. Our company's Christmas recognition is like that Friday because Christmas is on a Saturday, and then I have a designated holiday on that Monday. So I'm actually off there too. But it gets crazy for around the holiday times and stuff, and I don't know. People get all stressed out and pressured and all kinds of stuff. So I feel like the holidays should be an easy time for people, but each year it's like people are wound tight and stuff.
The complete opposite.
Yeah. It's like some people need to take a breath and relax and look around. So anyway, that being said, going to get wrapped up here. Thanks for everybody that tuned in. Love you guys. Appreciate the support. You guys hanging out with me these Thursday nights, hanging out with Todd these Thursday nights.
Yes.
Hopefully you guys all have great food next week. Make sure to tell them no raisins in the potato salad. And no mustard on the watermelon, whatever it may be. There's some weird recipes I've seen out there over the last few months. There was another one that was some type of eggplant stuffing or something like that. And I'm like, who the hell? Like, who made this? Like, no, whose house is this? Kick them out. But hopefully everybody has a great Thanksgiving week. You guys get to enjoy some good time. And we'll look forward to catching up with you. Well, at least I will in the next couple of weeks. Todd may be here as well. So we'll see what happened. Y'all have a great one and enjoy it, my friends. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.